we're doing the intro video. Oh, we have to be quiet for that. Intro video or me? Oh, no intro video. Welcome to Offices in Owlbears. We're just a bunch of working stiffs who decided to stream our home game, and this is just what the world needs right now. So let's pick it up there. Last week, 2 weeks ago, if I recall correctly, you were everybody but you had been either were in the town of Sutton or had been called there by an old friend, Alden Errol. Upon your collective arrivals, you learned of his demise and that an old friend of yours, and not yours, was throwing a memorial for him that day, Andre. So you spent the day after learning this news kind of collecting your thoughts and attended the memorial for a dear friend of yours, and yours. After the memorial, there was a very elegantly dressed elven woman in these dark green robes, and she introduced herself as Celine Liaxina, a regent to the Mage Hand in Mestronosha, and she herself was called to Sutton by Alden. He was going to help her with a mission of sorts. So, finding Alden unfortunately dead, and finding a group of people that Alden trusted very highly in front of her, she decided to seek a favor. And that favor included going to the town of Gargill and seeing if anything was amiss. Apparently, a group called the Hebroon had caused some trouble to a well-connected merchant, and word got to the crown head of Mestronosha. And he wants to make sure that the Hebroon are nothing to be concerned about, but because Gargill is a lesser village, it's not something that the Preserve can easily investigate. So Celine reminded you that this particular mission requires discretion as well as discernment. Because if there is a problem, you have to deal with it, and if there's not a problem, ideally you don't create one. So after Celine had left, you guys the next day enjoyed the day of breaking festivities, where I believe Andre won the day with the ice plunge.
That was a spit. A spit to the side.
And you got an Emerald berry, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. Congratulations on your victory there. Okay, so I believe right after the day of breaking festivities, you guys left en route for Gargill by way of Dimesh Hold. And as you get to the outskirts of Sutton, and the night starts to fall, you set up camp where you were set upon by, strangely and totally coincidentally, an owlbear, which you dispatched with relatively easily, surprisingly so. Disappointingly so, I think I'd say. And after the owlbear fell to the ground, dead, Andre walks over with a butcher's knife to harvest some of the meat for cooking. Make me a survival check. I think that was you who did that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, nobody else would make sense, but I forgot to make note.
12 total.
Yeah. So there's two problems that you have. One, there's a lot of fur on this thing. Two, there's a massive layer of fat beneath the skin.
So does fur, not feathers?
The feathers are on the head.
Okay.
And so if you're trying to harvest meat, would you like to try to harvest the brain?
No, I would have gone for the legs.
Okay, so you go for the nice, meaty, thick, very fatty legs. You manage to cut off some of what would be considered perhaps a calf muscle, but you kind of mangle it in the process between the thick fur, the thick skin, and the thick layer of fat. But you manage to get, I'd say, about 3 pounds before you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Big calves.
Oh, these things are massive. Big calves. But yeah, so you have 3 pounds of owlbear calf to do with it
Yum.
what you wish.
Are we gonna eat it?
Oh yeah. I'm gonna go over to. Is the fire still lit? Did that go out? Do you have to keep concentration on that now?
Was that
It shouldn't be if
yeah.
it's still burning,
Yeah.
but if it's not, then I cast
No,
bonfire.
it would still be going.
I walk over to right next to the fire and I set the meat down inside my skillet and use the knife to start to like kind of cube it, small chunks.
Okay. Okay, so you bring out the skillet, which I believe you bested Killing Blow in the owlbear with.
Oh yeah.
So it's got like a little bit of blood like on the back of it, and as he sets the skillet on the fire, the blood starts to kind of boil off, and then you throw in the owlbear meat that you've cubed up, and it starts to sizzle, and it smells pretty good.
That smells pretty good.
It does smell pretty good.
Make it right now.
You know the thing.
Sorry.
I'm awfully hungry.
All right, I will. Let me throw some spices on this. I'm gonna pull some spice out of my.
I'm gonna
bag.
kind of nervously watch the perimeter.
Okay, make a perception check.
just kind of throw some salt and pepper on, just basic stuff.
Okay.
I'm not gonna do anything fancy because this meat seems to be shite.
Yeah, go ahead. We'll just go ahead and make like I mean, I guess at this point, pretty late, owlbear. We're gonna graft your survival check here. This is gonna be. You know what? No, make another one.
Can I use the last one? That's a 10.
It's decent. It's decent.
21.
It's a salty
21.
one.
So you turn around, and then all of a sudden you see nothing but the rustling of leaves, and your heart kind of jumps for a second and then settles.
Thank goodness.
Yeah. For now.
I'm just gonna sit and pick my teeth with a toothpick. Yeah. That joke wasn't worth it.
That would have been lovely.
Yeah, just sitting around.
Okay. You've probably got about at this point another 5 hours before daylight. 4 hours, 5 hours.
I had the first watch, so I know it hasn't been very long, but you guys are welcome to go back to sleep, and I'll continue keeping a lookout.
I gotta go.
Yeah, are we
I gotta
gonna? Is it
sleep.
ready?
It should be ready, man.
Oh,
After I eat.
I'm gonna eat and then immediately go to sleep.
Same season.
Okay, and y'all find sleep comes to you easily because you've got a belly full of owlbear, which was harvested well enough, so it was cleaned, no nasties in it, just
Thank
the
goodness.
goodies. You're staying up. Go ahead and make another make a perception check.
Future.
You're the only one that's out.
Yeah, it's not gonna be good. 6.
Is that the first single-digit roll you've ever rolled since we started playing?
No,
For
definitely not.
you?
No, he rolled some sixes when he rolled his character stats.
Oh,
Yeah, there was that. I used D20s, but I still rolled single digits.
Yeah, not too much comes to your attention. At one point, you kind of nod off, catch yourself, wake back up. But the night goes on without another hitch.
Okay.
You had just started your watch when the owlbear popped out.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. So the sun rises on your first full day on the road.
Oh, splendid.
What do you want to do?
I wake up.
I want to wake up too.
Well, roll a perception check. You guys wake up as the sun breaks the horizon, and it's putting that kind of reddish yellow glow on the horizon. As you can see, Saloon and Capiso with their blue and reddish light kind of fading, giving way to the sun.
I say as I wake up.
Should we go back to the road? I kick in the dirt into the fire a little bit.
Smokey'd be proud. Smokey'd be proud.
Yeah.
I want to go over.
Leave no trace.
I want to go over and look at the owlbear carcass and see if anything else is poked at it.
Did we leave that by us
I
all
mean,
night?
it was running away when we finished it off.
30 foot, I think. 40 foot
Something
from the
like
campfire. You don't see any like large animals who've come and tore pieces off in the night. Perhaps it was the fire that kept them away. You do see a lot of flies, thick black flies that are buzzing around and picking their way through this owlbear, particularly at the leg muscle that you tore open.
Is there like forest around?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Y'all are just on the outskirts of the forest, and so you're about 20 to 25 foot from a clearing, and then there's a gap of about 50 foot before the road.
Okay, this is.
But you're at the outskirts of a large forest.
I want to check the
Beguiled wood.
the genitalia of the owlbear to determine what gender it is.
Okay.
Okay.
Just roll a d20. We'll do a survival check.
This shouldn't be very hard.
30 feet. Andre's about
12.
It is a female.
Nah, this could have very well been a mother. There could be cubs around. We can go find them.
Well, do we want to find him?
Well, I mean,
Wait, do you want to bury it?
I don't want to bury this thing. This thing's massive. Have you seen the size?
I mold earth and put like 5 feet of earth just on top of it.
That's amazing. It's as you're saying that, you see some earth kind of start to crumble up, and a large tree that's underneath it starts to tip over as the earth just kind of like a worm weaves its way over this owlbear carcass.
That was very kind of you, Fee.
As I walk back to the...
What does that
It's
mean?
a very strange sight. I haven't seen that.
I was dusting off my...
I'm not much of a
tunic.
religious man.
I walk back to the road and look around, peek around nervously to see if there's anybody on the road.
Yeah, there is.
Moki.
Yeah, not hard to tell. You see a couple different things. You see a group. It looks like a family in a cart heading up towards. Okay, make an attack. Heading up towards Sutton. You see a 4-train caravan heading southward at this point, the direction that you'd be going, and you see as it starts to pass you, you see 2 individuals in light blue cloaks, you can see them through the back of covered wagons. You just catch the glimpse of the blue cloaks, but you know them to be freezers. As you've traveled and seen them many times.
I loot their bodies. Just kidding. What are freezers?
You would know this. You would definitely know this. They travel with caravans from the Cutlass Road. The Cutlass Road. You would know at this point. I think all of you guys would know this, having been around as many years as you've been around. The Cutlass Road is essentially like the New York Stock Exchange, where merchants go and they've got bulk product at a different part of the continent, and they're trying to sell it to somewhere else. The fields of Bend, which are somewhat close by, is where most of the continent's agriculture is, and a lot of the sale goes through the Cutlass Road. Freezers are contracted from merchants on the Cutlass Road to travel with perishables to ensure that they stay cold while they're making the trip from wherever they started to wherever they're going.
Do I have a map or a mental map that I can see?
You don't, but it probably wouldn't be too terribly hard to buy one.
Okay.
It will be hard to buy one
Right now.
right here.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, I'm gonna go I'm just kind of waiting on the road for everybody else to come out.
Yeah. Okay. She's just gonna sit there. You get some strange looks as you're a very small gnome who just kind of rushed out of the forest up to the edge of the road, and then you just sit and turn around.
I think that little guy's in a hurry.
Well,
Guess we better pack up and...
if there are any cubs,
the road.
I guess they're probably just gonna die. Already. I just walk back and collect my stuff and join Fee.
Okay. Is anybody not? You're going.
I just groggily sort of follow suit.
Oh, fine.
Jeez.
That's
What
groggy.
horrible campers. Okay, you make your way to the road and continuing on, or is there anything else you want to do here?
Yeah, continue on.
Okay.
No, let's just stay.
Okay, and that's opposite of
Let's just
Owlbears.
build a home here.
Let's start anew.
This is what I get for trying to be considerate. So, as you guys head eastward, southeastward on the road, you see it's a fairly heavy day. A lot of carts, lots of freezers. As you get closer to where the Mestrin Road dead ends into the Southern Highway, you notice a fairly increasing preserved presence. After about 3 hours, you make it to the T where the Mestrin Road dead ends into the Southern Highway, and now your options become east and west. You can go west to the Crest Falls. You can go east up to Dimeshhold, to Gargill, to Lorne and the other domains in Helstra. As you get up to that T, you see a contingent of about 6 preserve members who are kind of standing at that crossroads on the eastern side of the road.
Everybody just act natural.
Hey guys! And just kind of keep walking.
As you get closer, you can kind of overhear them speaking with other travelers and mentioning something about Blightwood Hollow. You hear the words Dimeshhold kind of mixed in there. As you guys get closer, it kind of created a bit of a backlog. But you guys get closer up there, and as you make it up to the front, you see one particular preserve member standing up closest to the road, closest to you. And as you come up to the T, he looks up. I assume this is probably when you'd say hi, because before
Down at me.
Yeah. That's right. I guess y'all are walking. Y'all are in a cart. Looks very much down at you. Where y'all headed?
Oh, this way. I just kind of keep moving.
You going to Dimeshhold?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Just be warned. Stuff's been the Blightwood Hollow. It's acting up again.
What?
So
In what way?
it's everything. It's goblins. It's orcs. It's specters.
Well, I mean, is this a full-fledged rebellion?
No. It's just the Hollow doing what the Hollow does.
I mean, I live on the edge of it in Romsey, so I understand.
That's from Romsey, so you know.
I
Sometimes
do,
the
but
Hollow makes its way out of the Hollow, if you know what I'm saying.
I don't remember a flare-up like this when I was passing through here before.
Make a deception check.
He got through okay.
8?
Beats a 4. And you said you just came through?
Oh, it's been several days at this point.
No, it's been acting up for about a week now.
Oh, well, maybe I was...
Close to a 10-day.
Maybe my mind was on other things. I don't know.
Well, be careful. We're just here to warn you.
You're not here to help us?
No.
What do you do?
What?
Well, forgive our small friend here.
Oh, sorry, was that insulting? I just don't know what you do. If you're not going to help us.
Right now, what I'm doing is giving you a heads up.
Okay.
Just keep your eyes open and be careful.
I turned to Harlan and I'm like, so do we, is this something to worry about?
Do I know if this is something to worry about? Based on my experience in the world and what he's saying,
I mean,
is there anything unusual that I wouldn't know or expect from that area?
No, you probably wouldn't have been to Blightwood Hollow unless you'd have gone without Alden. Alden wouldn't have gone. But
Are you familiar with it?
You would have heard about it. I mean, and that's the thing with the Hollow. The lore behind it that's what's accepted is that it's a very cursed, very large wood. And
Do we have to travel through it?
No, and so where the southern highway cuts, you've got the road, and then you've got a beat back of about 300 feet or so on either side, and then on the north side you've got the Beguiled Wood. That's where Sudbury is and where you're from, and that's a very tranquil, almost mystical in its own right, but a very magical, lush wood. And then to the south, you've got the Blightwood Hollow, which is a ruined wasteland of a wood, and so the road nearly cuts these two distinct woods in half. So you don't have to go through the hollow, but the road skirts the edge of it, and every once in a while, as you would be aware, because you've traveled so much and heard stuff, you would probably be aware because you've lived there. You may not be aware, you definitely would in Romsey, all manner of creature lives in Blightwood Hollow and occasionally emerges from it. And nobody's been able to put a finger on exactly what causes it, but right now would be considered a flare-up.
It's just the perils of the road.
Well, nothing I haven't heard of.
Any attacks into the mesh hold proper?
I know they haven't gone that far, but I mean, they never do.
Yeah, I see. Well, we'll stay vigilant.
Yeah, I recommend that you may run into some other preserve patrols, but we're stretched pretty thick. So, I mean,
Everywhere.
I kind of look at his ass.
Oh, yeah.
we're stretched pretty thin. So, don't expect a whole lot of help. Most we've been doing is cleaning up the mess that's been left behind. So, never at the right place, at the right time. All right, carry on. We got more people, and as it kind of ushers you along, you see him walking back to another cart that's a two-cart caravan. He starts speaking with the carriage driver.
I linger a little bit to see if I can hear like the initial part of that conversation.
Where you headed? And you kind of hear something. He says, "Are you going? Well, you got to be careful." And it's the same thing.
What does the person say they're still going to go through?
Yeah, are there
At
people
this
in
point,
front
make
of
a
us?
perception check. Yeah, there are. So it's kind of almost like a little roadblock here-ish, but most people are going pretty quickly through. You do see a couple people that kind of turn one way as you're in the line, and you see them go the other way. What'd you roll?
Not I know. A 2, but I'm trying to see if we can make some gold at escorting this caravan load.
Yeah, you can certainly if you want to try.
I do.
Okay.
My roll perception check was a 2, but I was trying to linger very close.
You don't know what the caravan driver is doing at this point. But as you kind of start and you see him roll up, you do see him kind of hesitate and then start going to the west.
Which is the way he was going, or the opposite?
You don't know.
Is the road go? Is it the way he was
Road
going?
tees, so this was a dead
Oh.
end. And so y'all, Dimesh hold.
I call out to him.
Okay.
Excuse me, sir. Where are you headed?
Well, I was gonna go to the Dimesh hold. I got a load of cabbages, but no, now I could get it rerouted to the Crest Falls probably.
Well,
I don't want to deal with it.
We're going through.
Yeah, well, me and my friends, we're going through. I'd hate to see you get turned away. You know, we'd be willing to escort you.
I flex.
He takes a very brief look at you, a little bit longer look at you, a very long look at you, and a medium look at you. After a while, he says, "Make me a persuasion check."
Joke's on you. 50 billion gold. 19 plus
19.
whatever my modifier is.
I could be open to that. You look like you've got some measure of talent.
Thank you.
Yes. I assume this isn't going to be for free.
Oh, we'll pay for the trouble and the danger, and we'll get you through safely. Yeah,
Maybe a ride on your carriage.
Before I get turned around, name your price.
Well, we've got the mesh hold, which is approximately how far?
It's a little over a full day's ride. So you get to the you get to about 20 miles away with a full day travel, 30 miles away with a full day travel. A little slower with the carts.
I hate to say this, but I don't know what an appropriate price would be. Is 20 gold too much?
Say what? So that's.
I don't know
Wait,
how
sorry.
money works.
Will you
Try it.
will you clarify what the cart is? Is he pulling this himself?
No, so it's a two cart caravan. So you've got one guy that you see in the front.
Yeah.
You'd heard him mention cabbages, so you assume there's at least one freezer.
Okay.
And normally, so you've got at least 2 drivers as well. And normally, you're going to have at least one mercenary or hired.
But there's
reserve.
2. They're being pulled by horses.
Oh, he has a mercenary
Yeah.
hired?
You don't know. You haven't seen it, but that's standard. Usually the carts don't. They don't take their wares. I mean, these are, even though it's cabbages, it's a large amount of cabbages, and it's it'd be costly.
We'll tell you what, I hate to come between a working man and his coin. You name a fair price and we'll make it work.
Well, I see if you're going the way it was going. I'd give you 2 gold pieces.
Each.
No, I can sell my cabbages in Crestfall. I can give you 2 gold pieces. And I'm sure Yavara wouldn't mind the extra hands. So
What do you
I'm
think?
gonna cast. Well, no. Damn it.
what were you?
I'm gonna
follow
cast.
your heart. That's the theme
I'm
of
gonna
it.
cast minor illusion to make it look like something scuffled across the road towards Crestfall.
Okay, what? Just like a shadow?
Yeah, just a shadow.
Okay.
Go across real quick.
Oh, did you say that?
I didn't see nothing.
Must have been a rabbit. Anyways, 2 gold.
Well, what do you fellas say? 2 gold to help our friend here.
Only if we
Down
get
to
to
the
ride.
vessel. And a ride for my wee friend here.
I've got. I can fit you, that's for sure. But I've got a load of cabbages.
Well, that's all
I've
I was
got-
asking for.
I've got 2. Fair
I'm
enough.
going to cast suggestion
Okay.
on him. Save is 15.
Save 15.
Yeah.
And it's a wisdom.
Yeah.
12.
How about 5 gold and just a few cabbages, and we promise we'll get you there safely.
That does sound like a deal. I'm gonna take your friend's deal. I
Well,
think. Do I take my? Is that what's the? It's anything that's.
Yeah, you're
Not
just magically
harmful. Yeah.
influenced.
I-
As long as I'm not telling you to like kill yourself.
I look at my friend with a side eye and I say, well, I can't blame you.
Alright. Well, let me get this turned around a bit. Which is a bit difficult because there's other people who've now started to like clam up here and jam up. But he gets it turned around, and you guys make your.
As he's turning around, I just kind of hail to the crowd. 5 gold for an escort to Dimensional.
Safety in numbers.
5 gold for a safe caravan escort.
You see a couple of the preserve members give you like a very furrowed brow.
I wink at them.
And you can see them murmuring to a couple people, and nobody seems to be heading towards Dimensional.
Oh.
But I persuaded them with a nat 20.
Well, sorry.
All right. I carry on with our wares.
Well, we better get walking. I know it's quite a ways.
I start trying to climb onto one of the carriages.
Okay. Are you going to the front or the back one? Yeah, that was. I didn't ask
Front
for it,
one.
and I rolled on my end, and I already made the call. So.
Front one.
He's going to the front one. Hey, come on! I got some room up here. I suppose I can squeeze you.
My name's Fee.
Hey, Fee, I'm Annam.
Very nice to meet you. And I plop down.
Okay. It's kind of bumpy up here, a little bumpier than you thought. It's perhaps because there's so much weight in the back of the carriage, you may would think it would weigh it down, and so it would
You
be as
might.
bumpy. But turns out
Physics.
it's bumpy, which may be a surprise to you. But as you sit there, you sit in silence for a bit as you guys travel. After a few minutes, Annam kind of looks over at you. So, what are y'all mercenaries? What are y'all doing? Just offering passage? I don't run into many folks so eager to bargain on the road.
Well, we fancy ourselves whatever we need to be. We're kind of a group of new friends, and I'm part of the group.
Hey, what's your name? Did you already tell him?
Yeah.
I forgot what's your name.
Fee.
Fee. I'm not good with names.
Siocchio Moria.
That's
Damn it. I
oh,
can't. I
that's-
have to copy his accent when I hear
that
it.
is a mouthful. That is.
So I just go by
mouthful.
Fee, and I show him the F on my chest.
Hey, that's nice. Where are you from, Fee?
I'm from Sudbury,
Well, you're from right around here.
right around here.
Hey, you ever see any of that Sudbury magic? You know, the beguiled wood?
Are you talking about potions?
No, I'm talking about the case that's over the place. The people wander in there and they never come out.
Well, I've heard about it. I haven't wandered in there myself.
Well, you're from there.
Well-
They don't come out because they're living in Sudbury.
Ooh, I'm confused.
There is a
What?
very common. This was in your notes.
I don't think
I
so.
forgive it.
Okay.
There's a very common understanding that while Blightwood Hollow is cursed with all manner of darkness, there's something a little more strange in the Beguiled Wood. A lot of people go in and they never come out. Or if they do come out, they return quickly. And the town of Sudbury was actually founded, the rumor is, founded by people who wandered in and decided that they wanted to set up residence here. So people think it has kind of a hypnotic effect on people. And so it is why in Sudbury it was actually rare when you'd have, outside of the preserve members that were stationed there, travelers actually come through the town. So
I tell him that.
he knows that.
I tell him that was my exact experience.
Well, I'm glad you made it out.
Yeah. Well, my parents are dead.
That's a bit of a downer.
Yeah, I used to
sorry
work
for
in the
those.
family business, and then once they died, I didn't really have much to do, and so I thought, what should I do with myself? And so then I got a letter from my friend, and I came down to partake in a festival, but then one of his friends died, and so then we had a funeral, and I met all these new friends, and now we're here after playing some games.
Hey, you just barrel, don't you?
Yeah, well, you seem nice, and your cabbages are awfully nice, and I just imagine that you're a nice farmer who grew these cabbages.
And you see him just kind of become a little less talkative as he kind of goes back to his horse and and gives it a little whoosh and continues on.
I said an extra 5 gold to make him walk.
I have half a mind to take you up on that. I'm just kidding, you're fine. A little
Oh.
chatty, but you're fine.
That's fine. You give me a beer, and I'll settle right down.
I shake my head.
Now that's a lie.
I don't carry none with me when I'm travelling, but that's black and bruised in the mesh hold. Be there in about a day, a little longer maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys continue on, and after about 2 hours, you do see a contingent of about 10 preserve members making their way towards you. They draw their swords.
Yeah, I quickly cast minor illusion to make it look like he's
Thumbs up.
With backwards hands.
Yeah. I ain't used to seeing people so surprised to see preserve. I'm sure y'all got the word.
Yep.
Yeah. This may be the last of us you see until you get to the mesh hold, or in the morning. We're the last patrol sent from the hold, so this is it.
What time of day is it?
Right now, 11 in the morning.
Oh, splendid.
Yeah. You got up at the crack. The old crack-a-dee.
You haven't run into any trouble yourself?
No, I've not seen nothing. I was walking back about 3 days ago. I was walking back about 3 days ago. and we found a cart much like this. It was a two caravan. Everything tumped over. Murders. We cleaned it up. Horses dead and everything. But I haven't seen anything for.
Was it bandits or was it?
This didn't look like bandits.
I scoot a little closer to my new friend.
He scoots nowhere. He likes it. He likes it.
Well, what would it take to get you on a patrol to head back the other way towards Dimension along with us?
Well, they take new orders from the top. I'm sorry, we can't escort everybody who needs to come through here. We can do our best to keep a lookout and to give you a warning, but we got to finish the rest of the patrol. Who knows? Something may happen.
Do I know what the penalty is for forging new orders from the top?
Okay. Make an intelligence check with 8 times advantage. You have to be an idiot. No. And just so you know, as soon as you guys went onto the Southern Highway, within maybe a mile, maybe 2, you start to see the Blightwood Hollow rise up on your right, and it's just this gnarled tangle of trees that looks so thick that you wonder how you can see blackness in between the trees, which is a little. it almost looks like some kind of illusion, but the more that you look at it, you realize it's the trees are spaced out, but it has a very eerie look. There's kind of a haze that appears to sit over top of it, but as soon as you focus on it, it disappears, and you're not sure if it was ever there to begin with. On your left, you see the lush, beguiled wood that has trees that almost look like they're frozen in time, fully leafed already, even though it is now, I believe, the second day of regeneration.
Well, I had to ask. To our question, you said no.
Yes.
Uh,
Yeah, carry on and good luck.
you see
We
many
appreciate it.
travelers on the road.
We saw a bit, but the longer this has gone on, people are starting to pay heed. There's no telling how much longer it'll go on. But I mean, y'all are the third one I've seen today since leaving Demesh Hole. No, sorry, we camped last night. It's been a long day since we broke camp. Y'all are the third that we've seen.
How far ahead are the next party?
Both of them were a little early this morning. One was at the crack of dawn. The other was about 2 hours after.
Ooh.
Well,
All right, we're gonna carry it on because there's no telling if they're in front of us or behind us or all around us. So,
if you run across anyone behind us, you can tell them to pick up their pace and they can join us. 5 gold.
yeah, I'll be. And when you say 5 gold,
No, I don't.
okay,
5 gold.
but I'll let them know. I'll let them know. Good luck.
You too.
And they kind of patrol on, and you hear the clink of the very fine, bright white gold colored trimmed armor brush back against itself. The familiar armor of the preserve.
I'd love to get me a set of those. I say longingly.
I'd like to get inside that. Okay.
Inside his old holes.
Continuing on, you have some small chatter with the driver, Annam.
And how many
after
other
about,
people did we determine there actually were?
Well,
in our
after
party?
about an hour, you see the carts kind of stop. You see in the front car of the cart you're in, somebody wearing a light blue robe hop out, run to Beguiled Woods, not all the way to the woods, but a few feet to relieve himself. And you see a very large lady get out of the back of the second cart. She's dressed in like very old and worn leather straps, and she's got on like a very tan shirt, a massive two-handed greatsword over her back. Looks very much the part of a mercenary. She goes a little further into the woods, towards the wood to relieve herself, but not quite there. I'm just gonna turn this way.
I found you a supple leper.
She's just my type.
Everybody kind of loads back up after a bit, and y'all continue on.
I also pee. When they pee. But I'm carrying on.
I weren't paying.
I take it down right on there.
Okay, as the day begins to stretch, the sun crests its peak and begins to make its descent. You notice after, well, actually, you're sitting on top of the front cart. Where are y'all walking?
Just by the side of it.
Side of it?
That side of it, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, side in front. I'm trying to stay ahead of it to put on a show of escorting, but to the side of
You're a
Make
great
perception
escort.
check. It's now about 3, maybe 4 in the afternoon. Immuration having just passed the sun. The sun is still up comfortably, but it's got the looks of the day beginning to turn.
Oh heavens!
My perception check is. I just feel like I have a good perception. Not that good. 8.
As you
I just noticed some of my plus modifiers crazy. I think.
I'm gonna next campaign. I'm watching every one of you roll your stats.
You watched me.
I know. Wait, you know what? This is
okay.
Fate.
It's called
I
the
shouldn't
honor
have-
system. So.
Yeah, it is. It's called the.
The dishonor system.
Yes. You can't make anything out, but up on kind of the crest of the horizon is a pretty flat road, so somewhat far off in the distance. You see something on the right side of the road. Not sure what it is.
But does it look like it's moving, or does it look?
It's off to the side of the road.
It looks different from the natural scenery I've been
Yes.
seeing.
Yeah.
Oh, well, behind there might be something ahead on the road. Keep an eye out.
That's what I'm paying you for. I'm just kidding. We'll keep a look. And he yells back to the back. Fire, we mate got something. And you hear a grunt from the back caravan, and y'all continue on.
I'm gonna
After
hop
a few-
off the. I'm gonna start walking.
Okay. Oh, I hate to see you go, but I love to watch you leave.
I certainly appreciate that, brother.
After a few minutes, it starts to become a little clearer. You see on the right side of the
shape?
road, it is a cart.
It
two
doesn't
carts.
look like it's in distress.
Does it look like it's
3
moving?
carts.
Shoot.
No, it's not. No, it's on the side. It's on the side of the road, tumped over.
Well,
As you get a little closer, you see all sorts of out of the back cart what appear to be some types of root vegetables strewn about.
Not the carrots.
I'm gonna kind of hold up my
carrots.
hand and try to sneak up to the. I'm sure they've seen the cart kind of. If
You
there's
kinda
anything,
hear,
I'm gonna carefully.
"Oh, no."
Yeah, and then I'm gonna go inspect.
Okay,
I mean,
I just have this image of you. You're about 100 feet away, and you're like army crawling as a tiny dwarf.
I'm gonna walk forward
Yeah,
along with
I'm
you.
gonna walk up too.
Okay.
Just ruin it.
We'll stay back here. We'll
I'm just
check
gonna
out.
kind of keep an eye out. In the area.
Okay.
Do you remember what the guard said? Was it 3 carts that were tipped over?
Could be the same one.
Nah, he said he cleaned up all those cots.
That's also
So this
true.
is-
That's what
probably
I
separate.
That's what I thought he said.
He said,
Okay.
he said that was 3 days ago he cleaned it up, but he said today he passed 2 separate groups.
Yeah, and so this could be one of the groups in front. This could be one of the groups in
As
front of us.
as you guys get closer to the cart, Corbin,
Oh,
you
Nice.
are sitting in the Blackened Brews, which is the tavern in Dimeshhold
Right.
that you came back to after defeating some rats and losing a new friend who lost his head. And you're having yourself a drink at the tavern. You're a familiar face, Nix Raster, hands you another beer, and it was Nix who had asked him to do this, correct?
No, the brewmaster at the Wizard Tower Brewing Company.
Well, that's unfortunate. He sets it down, and now it's not free. Obey your copper.
Nix, I thought I was good for the night after that note that our friend from the tower gave you.
Excellent. I didn't watch the stream, so I just read the notes. Sorry, I thought you were someone else.
It's all right.
I'll be seeing you. Let me know if I can get you anything. What's your passive perception?
It is 11.
Okay. You, as you're sitting here in Black and Bruges, you notice that it's relatively busy night for what you've seen in this tavern. There's about 6 or 7 different groups. Somewhat kind of close to you is 2 particular people, and they're saying something, but you're not able to hear what it is. It's just for some reason the tone of the voice stands out amongst the others, and it just jumps out at you for a second.
Nix, you could keep the beer flowing, and one other thing. What do you know about those 2 over there? And I point to the 2 who are...
Oh, that's Baron and his buddy. It's good folk, farmers. What do you want to know?
It just seem a little peculiar. What they're talking about, it's
What are they talking about?
well, I can't quite tell. I'd like
So
to
how do you know it's peculiar?
You just watch them for a moment. You can see.
They look normal to me. normal as ever.
Maybe
I'm
things-
gonna maybe not keep it flowing. It sounds like you may have had enough.
Nix, you don't know what I've seen. You've seen what I've seen, but not how it happened.
Did he see the head?
I brought it back.
I love it. Yeah, I'll keep it flowing.
Thank
He
you.
kind of scrubs down. It wasn't necessarily peculiar. It just rose above the other voices, and it was you couldn't hear the content, but it was the tone that just kind of caught you for a second.
Okay, how did it catch me then if it wasn't peculiar, I guess?
It caught you because there's a murmur. There's a light murmur, and for whatever reason, this particular something cut through the murmur. Because you know how you're in a room and you can't. Everything's just garbled. Nothing's distinct. But all of a
Right.
sudden,
Something just
a
for some
particular
reason I
voice,
hear.
a particular voice was distinct, but you couldn't hear exactly what it was saying because your passive perception's too low for that.
All right, well, I'm going to walk over and set my beer down.
They run.
Because your passive charisma is too low. All God-fearing folk are afraid of you.
Understandably so.
Do you chase?
Do they actually run?
No. Sorry. Okay, you slam it down.
Gentlemen, how's it going?
You see, so I'll describe to you what you see first. You see kind of an older man, but bulky. Looks to be a human. And you see a very small, very thin older man who is very tiny and appears to be perhaps a halfling. And so the size contrast is pretty
Startling.
startling. As you slam your beer down and say that, the larger one kind of slowly turns and looks up at you. What do you say?
I asked how you're doing.
I'm doing good. What do you know this fella? And he turns to the smaller one, and the smaller one just shakes his head no. What can we do for you?
I'm looking for a fun night. We're in a bar. Time to party. I think I heard the three of us need to have some shots.
Make a persuasion check with disadvantage. That's terrible. What are you doing?
Just
I'm very persuasive.
I hope
you
so.
just got in like a crop top. Sequins pants.
Slut.
Okay, soft 20.
What? With disadvantage?
I'm very persuasive though.
Jesus, I don't even know how
What's your modifier? Like
Plus 5.
Well, it's been a while since I've partied. What the hell? Hell, if you up for a night of fun? The little one just kind of shrugs his shoulders.
Nix, shots please.
Shots, Nick. I'm on him. Nick kind of comes over, giving you a very curious look, and he sits down. In front of them, two very dark colored shots, and yours a little less dark colored.
Nix, what are we drinking here?
Well, that's whiskey. I think. Is that a thing? That's a thing. That's a
Whiskey's a thing. I've had it.
Okay, just checking.
Many and cold night.
What are they drinking? We don't appear to be drinking the same things.
Well, they're drinking whiskey. Yes, it's just watered down a bit.
I understand. I watered me down too, Nix. I get it. Well, salute to that, friends.
Bottoms up, boys! And
Dies.
pretty much. About to. And you take a shot. Well, so I'm gonna be honest. I've been around a long time, and I've probably never been approached quite that way before.
Well, how else have you been approached?
Many a way. What's your story?
Oh, my story is one too long for a night like this, but today I'm mourning.
We got all the time in the world.
Today I'm mourning an old friend. Or new friend, I suppose, but old now.
I'm sorry to hear that. What, if you don't mind me prying, what happened? You don't have to tell me. I can tell it's making you uncomfortable.
Died in a circus accident.
Oh, that is unfortunate. Are you in the circus?
I'm not, but he was a good friend. What brings the two of you in? Let's change the topic.
Well, it's
Stop the gloom and doom.
It's I don't have my calendar pulled up, but it says the day. whatever it is.
Night, and
Night.
He
says the because it's for you. Oh, I forgot. For you, it's nighttime. He says whatever the day is called.
Right, like Wednesday night.
Yeah.
Okay,
But
not
I
like the
because
14th
I decided to go
perturbation.
far too overboard. I named the days of the week, and I can't remember them.
Okay.
So we'll get that at a later date. But he says the day of the week. It is a blank
night, and that's what we do. Hell, I think that's what we do.
He kind of just
Is it the equivalent of like a weekend night?
no.
Can I tell if they're hiding anything
Like a
from me or
Thursday.
trying to deceive me in any way?
Make an insight check.
Soft 20.
There is zero deceit, and just about zero understanding of the situation. That's what you're reading from.
Well, happy to have a fun night with you.
Yeah, and to you. We're gonna eat. You set a party. I assume you're buying dinner too.
Nix said he may. Talk to Nix.
I doubt.
Tell him it's on the tab.
I'll tell him it's on your tab.
And he kind of stands up and kind of makes his way over to the bar, motions at you, and you see Nick's just kind of like, and then nod, and the guy kind of wanders back.
All right. Got me in Harlow. Howleth, got me in Howleth.
Please don't call me Harlow.
I got me in Howleth a nice big steak, and I got you a salad.
Well, that's fair. I get it.
It's
I
gonna
have
be good
put on
for
some
you.
pounds recently.
Well, it's not that. It's salad's good morning food, and you've suffered a loss.
It's kind of you to say.
Yeah.
I look around the room and see if there's anyone else interesting or peculiar.
Okay. Make a perception check.
Gonna spend all his money.
Like a what check?
Perception check.
13.
You see an interesting looking half elf tuning what seems to be a lute over in the far corner of the bar.
A tuning lute?
Tuning a lute.
Oh, tuning a lute.
Appears to be
the
tuning a lute.
musical instrument. Gotcha. I go over. I say, "Let me know
well,
when the salad gets back."
As you so you stand up.
Oh, will do.
As you walk away, you hear.
Anyway, what I was saying is he found it. He found it in his field, and he was bragging about it.
And as you kind of start walking away further, you
I mean, I want to like stealthily stay within range of hearing.
okay.
And he kept coming in here saying he was gonna take it to the Colors Road when the merchant came in town. And I said, Henry, you do that, and someone's gonna rob you, and if you keep blabbing your mouth. And worse, it's probably something touched and cursed by Tiberius himself. And I told him that. I said to himself, to him. That's what I said.
And you see the little halfling whose legs don't make it to the floor. He's kind of kicking a little bit and looking up with this very old but awe-filled face. What did you
That's
say?
amused.
Amused. What are you doing?
I'm gonna go back and say, "What's that about my pal Tiberius?"
Oh, at that. It kind of lean back a bit, both of them, and the old man looks at you.
What's that you said?
I said, "My pal Tiberius." What? I heard his name come up.
Who do you think that we're talking about?
Who do you think we're talking about?
We're talking about Tiberius Demesh.
From Demeshold.
Yeah, he's your friend.
Was.
How old are you?
Oh, it's a long story. Again, long story. I don't have time for in a tavern.
No
tonight.
friend of Tiberius is a friend of ours. And I have a mind to go get the preserve and sick 'em on you.
Seems harsh. I thought you were gonna enjoy the steak on my coin.
I am gonna enjoy the steak on your one.
Oh shit! You're gonna fucking threaten me in here. See these people. You know what I've been through in the last 24 hours. You tell the preserve that I'm a friend of Tiberius. What are we, hating each other for friends now?
Make me a history check as you say that, and we'll see if when you hit the table something jarred your memory.
15.
Barely, you don't know much about it, but Tiberius Dimesh was the master of town in Dimeshhold about 80 to 100 cycles ago, and was run out because he was caught fooling around with necromancy at the villagers' the villagers' coin, I guess you could say, cost. So as you slam, and did he have interactions with the preserve at all?
No.
Okay. As you slam your fists down and derail the entire campaign, make an intimidation check.
10.
He kind of looks at you, and he stands up, and he's old, but when he stands up, it's kind of like that he's hunched, but then he starts straightening, and he keeps straightening, and he keeps straightening. How tall are you? This guy gets up to about 6'6".
About 6 foot.
Yeah, he's somewhat towering over you.
Oh, keep an eye on him. I'll be back.
And he turns to head out the door. And with that, we'll give you a moment to cool down, young sir. We'll come back. We'll come back to you guys. As you get closer, you see these root vegetables. Who's in front?
I started walking first.
I am going to go investigate
I'm slower.
Yeah, we were.
the scene.
I think it was like the three of us
I think
walking in like.
I think we're just walking in pack, basically.
Okay,
right?
so you're all
Like we're
holding
together.
hands.
I was
Going
just
ahead.
kinda-
We're a
like,
little
walking
ahead of
forward.
the because I put my hand up, and so if the cart actually slowed down,
Okay.
Yeah, they were walking ahead.
Yeah,
I was
cart's
going
back.
to investigate the area as much as possible.
Okay, make an investigation check.
the
as
area
you-
around our carts or around the downed cart.
The down cart,
The down-
leading up to it.
Yeah.
Okay, leading up to it. So not at the cart yet.
No,
I don't
18.
think-
As you
We're just walking.
As you
towards it.
Yeah.
approach the cart, you notice on the way there it is unusually the grass unusually undisturbed, considering what's happening. You've got the 3 carts in this caravan that have tumped over off to the side of the road. There appears to be no large battened down clumps of grass or weed. You don't see any blood, which also kind of shocks you. You get closer, you see the root vegetables, and then you see a faint slimmer of light blue off to the right of the cart, just kind of peeking out.
I'll go inspect.
Okay, you die.
All right.
Wait a minute.
I'm going to be kind of watching the perimeter as he's inspecting the
I'm going
cart.
to be. Am I within talking distance?
I assume y'all are all kind of going
Okay.
I think
together.
we're all
and you were
walking
taking the
like
lead.
in a group. Yeah.
So I'm going to explain some of these observations as I'm walking up.
Okay.
As he goes there, I'm gonna go if I would be aware of where valuables are kept in a cart. I'll kind of meander my way to kind of look in like the cab, so to speak,
Yeah.
of the cart.
So you go on, which would be the opposite side. So the carts are kind of tumped. Actually, I lied. It would be the same side as him. The cart's tumped over on its side, and as you go around, so you're a little behind him. You see more light blue, and then you see, as you fully round the cart, you see kind of mixed in with root vegetables. You see the body of somewhat of a potentially attractive elven woman, but her skin is sheet white, and she's got a look of horror on her face. Little?
Living?
No. Well,
Oh.
it doesn't appear to be.
Hey, come take a look at this. I think I found something. It's pretty horrific.
I go up.
Okay. It's super horrific.
Super.
I'm horrified.
Oh my god. I'm.
Yeah.
Do I have any idea of anything that would cause somebody to look kind of petrified? I guess is the vibe I'm getting from your description.
Make an. I guess this is do a history check.
Can I go to the next cart and start looking?
Yeah, I'm gonna go pop over
Yeah.
here to Harlow real quick. Harlow, you make your way up to the side. You're not sure, but you imagine you've got a driver. You've got the back of your carriage, which is gonna have a space for the freezer to sit. But then you're also storing all of your goods. Probably not there, so you look behind this particular carriage's seat, and you don't see anything.
14.
14. Not 100% sure. Actually, not any percent sure. It's pretty foreign to you.
I guess I'm gonna try to get the body out
Okay.
and take it
Cut
close
the
to
cap
the road.
off?
No, not slicing this one up yet. You know, take it kind of towards the road and.
Okay.
Would in this situation would the preserve try to identify them before do anything like that, or would they just bury the body?
So in this situation, they would try to identify. What they would do is they would take it to a center, which is going to be in one of the major cities. So from here, probably be Dimesh Hold, and they would have somebody there who would be able to do two things. One, they'd be able to review the register of the people in town and try to find a description that matches. And if not, they'd be able to send a message via the arcane wire to nearby towns to see if anybody is aware of them. But you do know, because this is a freezer, that what they probably do is contact somebody in Daranon Spire in the particular freezer guild there and ask about it that way for this particular person.
Gotcha.
But yes, they would use the body.
So nothing I can do.
Correct.
All right, I guess I just set the body closer to the road.
Okay. As you guys make your, I believe you two, as you get closer.
He went to the.
Oh, to the next
Oh,
cart.
okay. As you go up, you see.
I'm gonna wander forward to the other cart with him as well. I might be a little behind him.
Okay. You see a couple more bodies. These bodies dressed not in light blue. But you see one who looks kind of like a traveler wearing traveling clothes with a leather satchel that has kind of flown off the body, scattered off the side of it. And then you see two individuals who look fairly brutish, and they have swords in their sheaths.
I'm gonna check out that satchel real quick.
Okay. In the satchel, you find a not stale bread, but you know when bread's not warm and it's like got a little crunch to it, and you find a small wheel of cheese, and other than that, there's nothing.
But I want to keep the whole satchel.
Okay, so you have
I want a secondary satchel.
You have a secondary satchel. This is a satchel of secondary, so you can keep
It's
all
the
of your
cheese
first and
The
seconds in
cheese
there.
satchel.
Thank you.
I'm kind of I'm checking all the carts basically,
Yeah.
but just like I'm doing my duty that we've been hired to do, but really just checking where I think there will be valuables. But
I'm taking the bodies to the road.
Okay. You notice all of the bodies have the exact same opposite of flush, sheet white skin, and all
Petrified look.
yes. You investigation check.
Is the cart stopped our cart, or did it keep
No,
going?
they're definitely stopped.
Yeah.
I want to go talk to him.
I'm gonna keep an eye on our cart and kind of the perimeter.
Nah, I don't know if you noticed. A, they all have the same look.
Oh.
And B,
15.
none of them had the swords drawn.
On the
So whatever
front
got
part,
to them and did this,
as you go up, you see that there is a
anything
a
jog in
person.
mind?
He hasn't thrown from the cart. This particular individual,
There's
dressed traveling
so
clothes,
many.
but as the cart's kind of tipped over, his leg got caught in one of the little rungs on the cart, and he's kind of dangling off of it. On that cart, again, you look behind the seat, and you manage to find you find a small box that looks like it's been drilled down into the wood of the cart. You lift it up, and you see in it a very small pouch
I open the pouch.
full of scorpions. They start running.
Magic fast scorpions. That's
You're
super
fast.
pee-pee. Before you can blink an eye.
There's so many creatures within the Blightwood Hollow. I haven't really explored in depth, but
Do you have any ideas on how they do it so instant? I mean, these fellows didn't even have time to draw their swords.
I don't know. I have no idea.
What
I
are
mean,
they teaching your kids at the spy nowadays?
I sadly don't remember much of my time there.
Fair enough.
A powerful fear spell, perhaps, but one to cause instantaneous death. I've never heard of such a thing.
Do you think whatever it was a spell, or do you think it might have been looked at? Are the eyes open on all these?
Yes.
Do you think they might have looked at something?
Anything is possible, but I mean, look how undisturbed the area is.
I kind of shout, "It's pee-pee scorpions!"
Pee-pee scorpion. There's no.
I grab my pee-pee.
No sign of struggle. There's no
pee-pee.
Oh God!
Sorry.
There's no markings of any kind. There are no tracks. So whoever or whatever did this had to have been at some distance.
This is worrying.
Should we tell the cart to keep on coming?
Just hold on a second, later. What's in my pouch?
There's 10 pieces of gold, 7 silver, and
I got such a shitty pouch.
but this is a gold hoard pouch.
Damn it.
You got the snack pack.
I got the Lunchable.
Fee,
Without the pepperoni. The best part.
why don't you go ahead and bury these bodies while we figure out what
Well,
to
do
do
we want to
next?
leave them to be identified by the preserve, or do we want to bury these people?
Well, I mean, they can either be torn apart by
Copper.
wild animals,
10,
or
7.
we can.
Go ahead and bury them. I'll fashion the cross out of this.
What's a cross? I was just dusting myself off earlier.
I'll fashion a tomb mark of some sort so Preserve can identify that we put the bodies where we put them.
Where did you put them?
I put them close to the road.
Okay.
Like on the edge of the road.
I'm not gonna dig up.
Don't dig a hole in the road. I've got to get the currents past.
You hear it from the distance.
Instead of digging down to put the bodies in, I'm just gonna do the cover, and so it's a mound, and it's obvious there are
Okay,
bodies
the
there.
section of the road just.
No,
Okay.
not the road. You freaking idiot.
A section of non-road.
Spaghettios come flowing up.
A section of the earth rises up.
Now, Fee, before you do that, let me do something. And I pull the swords out of the sheaths of the mercenaries.
Okay.
And then after he...
Are they great swords or swords?
One of them is a great sword. One of them is a short sword.
Have I checked the third cart also? I do want to check.
Yeah. The second card didn't have anything. You do. Excuse me.
You're excused.
You. Me? You do see on the front cart. You see, because you had root vegetables. You had root vegetables, and then in this front cart, you see it wasn't covered. There's no covering on this like there were on the two before, and all you see look to be fancy clothes on the ground. So it's as if.
I've got a new satchel.
It's a few pieces. So there's a couple that stand out to you. You see about 4 sets of clothing here. Make an intelligence check while I'm familiarizing myself with this.
After he covers them in dirt, I was taking the swords to
Yes.
them, being careful not to stab the bodies into the dirt, so it's like an obvious marking.
Got it. I lied. They're both short swords, and one had a shield.
I don't do anything with the shield.
Oh yeah, intelligence is just not great. 6.
6. Yeah.
Don't give me your COVID.
I just kind of choked on some.
Yeah. No, nothing looks
But he does have
amiss. You see the clothes laying about. You see one that kind of had like some short brown shorts, that looks to be has a shirt that's kind of attached to it by some sort of leather straps going over it.
Overalls.
These are Hosenlight.
Lederhosen.
You get the prize of the night. for that.
Lederhosen.
You see a set. You see kind of far apart from each other, but a lime green shirt, long shirt, looks fairly nice, and then a lime green set of pants, the exact same shade. You see a very fine black, appears to be silk dress with shoulder straps. And then you see kind of caught under part of the caravan, kind of mushed down in the dirt, a little bit of the mud. There you see a full-bodied, deep red, like almost like a maroon, but even darker cloak with white fur around it. But as you, well, actually, yes, white fur around the top of it.
Your cloak.
Oh God! I was like, what? Perception check.
But I recognize them all as fine clothes.
PP scorpions.
I collect the clothes if I do perceive them as valuable.
Yeah, they look fairly valuable. It's a lot of clothes.
I try to collect them and put them in my bag / hold what I can.
You can probably fit. So the cloak isn't going to fit in your bag. You can probably fit either the silk dress and the lederhosen, or the lime green shirt and pant.
I'm gonna take the lime green shirt and pant and then hold the cloak and dress for now.
Okay. As you go to get the cloak out, it is pinned beneath the cart. Are you tugging?
Yeah.
As you tug, make a strength check.
It's not, I think it's gonna be a 10. I think that's what the.
As you pull, you kind of lose your footing a little bit, and you kind of pull it at an angle, and half of the white fur along the top just rips out as you pull. So now you have the cloak, but you've got half of the fur.
I still really like it.
And it's kind of dirty and
all that, yeah. And I head back towards the group with my fur clothes and.
Then you took the dress as well.
The dress, yeah.
So no lederhosen.
But I have the lederhosen it's thought in my bag.
I thought you put the lime.
Lime clothes. Oh, I thought I could get lime clothes and lederhosen.
No, the you can get lederhosen.
No, I grab it all.
Okay.
I'm walking back with everything. And I'm saying, and I come back and
it's
say.
It's an uncomfortable walk.
I say,
that cloak is,
it's big stuff. But I'm just, basically, the caravan's still like 100 feet back.
Last time I give you options.
Well, boys, I found a few valuables here.
Now, Harlow, where'd you find those?
In the wood, in the wood. These look like they'd fit you, and now the leader hose.
They would.
I would. Feel these are very nice.
Is that a dress?
It's a lederhosen. It's a lederhosen.
Can I put that under my leather armor?
Now,
Sure.
did you take them off a body or?
Oh no. No, they were in the thing. Listen, we got to get paid for the work we're doing.
No.
At the mound.
I have no problem with you taking the clothes. I'm trying to figure out if they were on somebody.
No,
we're missing some more bodies.
Andre.
They might have been at some point, but we didn't see any bodies.
And then I say, and it wasn't just that. And I pulled out 8 gold coins from my pocket, and I say, I found 8 gold coins. And I put 2 in each of their hands and keep 2 and be like,
that's it.
That's it.
Okay.
That's what I found.
I'm gonna spend 10 minutes to cast Detect Magic on the area. So it's 30 foot. 30 foot area.
Read me the description again, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
And by again, I mean.
For the duration, you sense the presence of magic within 30 feet of you. If you sense magic in this way, you can use your action to see a faint aura around any visible creature or object in the area that bears magic, and you learn its school of magic, if any.
Other than things that y'all would be holding within 30 foot, you sense nothing.
Okay.
I want to go investigate that front cart.
Mm-hmm.
Did it look like it was made for people to sit in?
The front, like the driver's area?
No, like where he found the clothes.
No, it does not.
Okay.
It's not covered like the other wagons are.
Yeah, but those were holding produce.
Yes.
Okay. I'm trying to make sure they weren't disappearing bodies.
No, possibly. Well, this would probably be an investigation check.
14.
What you see in the back of this cart, not tipped out, but open. You see a chest. It's a chest about as long as this table, nearly as wide too, but a little more rectangular. It's tipped over and it's empty on the inside. You see that the cart has much more space in it than this one chest, but you see nothing else in it.
Okay.
I feel like we need to get through here before it gets dark.
And right now you've got about 2 hours before it does.
That's probably wise.
Yeah. Do I have a good sense for where we'll be in 2 hours, though, or are we going to be even worse off in 2 hours?
You are going to be about the exact same, just less dead bodies around, because you're on the stretch, and until you get
I vote for fewer dead
closer
bodies.
to Dimesh Hold, it's pretty much wood,
Yeah.
Blightwood Hollow, and you have not seen anybody after that other contingent of Preserve coming against you, which is very unusual. You all have traveled the roads of Helstra. These main roads are like a thoroughfare for all of the goods across the entire continent, and so there's trade caravans always on it, and so this is very unusual.
Let's keep rolling.
Yeah, I can't sense any magic out of the ordinary in the area, so
Well, I'm just wasting time at this point.
I'm like,
And as they come
Kinda
forward,
slowly.
I walk up as they come forward and say, "Well, there's been a bit of a mess here, but the area is clear. We better move on quickly."
out of it.
Well, are you interested?" And I hold it up.
No, but I think it'd look good on you. No, I don't want it.
And I say, no, I don't say.
we'll sell it to you for 5 gold.
I don't. Who would I know that would wear it?
Your wife, your kids, your dog. Yeah.
The pretty
Yes,
elastic
the
on
only
our
one who's
back.
lost someone, little fella.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I didn't mean to bring it up. I'll walk for a minute.
It's okay.
As we start moving, I'm going to kind of let myself fall to the back of the caravan. I'm going to pull my torch out, but not light it. Just have it handy.
Okay. As you guys journey on, you press into darkness.
When it gets dark, I will light the torch.
Okay, there you go. Light the torch. Are you doing anything? Or are you?
no.
Okay. You keep on. After about 2 more hours, you see the carts. 2 hours after dark, the main cart driver, Annam, kind of pull the horses up. Hey, that's about it for us. We've got to give them a break for the night. Does escorts come with dinner? You're gonna cook for us?
How much more owlbear do we have?
We happen to have a chef.
Hey, what luck! You didn't tell me you had a chef. I'd have given you 2.5.
You gave us 5.
Fuck.
Well, you supply the food, we'll supply the chef.
Break out some cabbages.
Hey, yeah, a couple cabbages. So, we'll get them. And they kind of, he motions to the large woman, and she goes and grabs, like, not a handful, but like a bundle of cabbages. And she brings them up, sets them down. There's probably like 6 she was able to carry.
I'll set up a fire.
Still very cold to the touch.
Very close to the road.
Okay.
The fire will be.
And I assume on the beguiled wood side,
Yes.
can't.
What?
You do.
What?
You're joking.
Well, I gotta get the wood from over there, right?
That's a good question. Where are you gonna go get wood?
I'm gonna go get it in the.
In Blightwood Hollow.
No, there's no wood.
So
over
you
there, right?
walk into Blightwood Hollow.
What? Why are you doing this to me?
you get wood easy enough. Beguiled wood is on the outskirts and even in.
Yeah, I thought you said we had a few hundred feet before it got real bad.
Yeah. And it's a very lively wood, but things do die there. And so you manage to break off some dead sticks, some branches. It takes you a couple trips. Eventually you get a fire going. You begin preparing cabbages.
I guess I don't know how I'm going to make a meal out of just cabbage.
You got any more of that? You got any more of that stanky leg?
We didn't have freezer with us. I wasn't gonna carry around meat and let it rot for a day.
Here, take some of my rations. See if you can do anything with them.
I don't think I have.
I don't
anything.
think
Oh,
you can do it.
I have.
You're
I
a
have-
chef. You tell me.
I have cheese and bread. We can make a
Oh.
cabbage stew.
Do you
A
have
cheesy
any more
cabbage stew.
than cabbage?
I mean, I've got my rations, but
Well, then bring them out.
Nah.
I thought she was cooking for me, for us.
You're getting the safety of
Aye, this is unbelievable.
And you kind of murmur. So he brings you. He's got one bottle of Bindish wine. Bindish wine. He's got what looks like 2 or 3 days worth of dried meats. He's got some bread. A little staler, and that's about it. Water skin. as
Cook it
well.
all.
I guess I'm gonna take. You know what to do. I'm gonna make lettuce, cheese, and dried meat lettuce wraps.
Oh, that actually sounds.
That's
Yeah.
all I can think of.
I'm actually a little hungry right now. I'm a little hungry right now.
Okay. Are you?
Which?
I'm
Is
gonna
this
make
performance
nachos.
or survival? Are you trying to pizzazz your customers? You're making nachos.
We're gonna do survival on this
Okay.
one.
Give us a roll. Please tell me it's not one.
It isn't that one.
It is.
How shitty is it?
You put your skillet on the fire. The cabbage, not having tried to cook with cabbage in wrap form, and for whatever reason you thought
Oh
it'd be a
no,
good
you
idea
wouldn't,
to
you
put
wouldn't cook the cabbage like that.
You just did.
No way.
You rolled an out one. You put it on the fire, and it like withers it, and it kind of starts to crumble in and adhere to the meat inside, which is like beef jerky. So when you pull it out, what you're biting into is like a mushy exterior, a very solid, almost unchewable interior, and then was it the cheese from here? The cheese is just kind of out.
All
You bite
right,
it.
all right. Let me give this a second shot.
Are you sure you know
Well,
what
I'm
you're doing?
only making. I'm making. There were 6 cabbages. It's not like I'm making.
That's okay. You give that one. You give that one to Annam.
No, I'm gonna give that one to.
Fuck is this? This is the worst escort I've ever
One
had.
copper.
5 gold will make something better.
This
I
time,
don't fucking want it.
this time, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use a knife to peel off an outer leaf of cabbage, and I set that to the side. You don't put the cabbage in the fire.
You don't.
Roll a check.
Good luck.
And,
We'll see if you do.
and I'm gonna slowly, from a very low heat, by keeping it further away from the fire, warm up the
Finesse is
meat,
one.
cut up the cheese into like lines, but like, and then cut the like. I'm assuming a wheel, right?
Yeah.
So
it's
you
a
know how
little,
when you
little
cut,
wheel.
You know when you cut a wheel, you get like a
And
slice.
it had a chunk missing. Yeah.
I'm gonna cut those down about like into like thirds, so it's kind of like longer strips.
Yes.
Put that over the meat, let that cook in for a bit. Put some spices on it, take that to the side, and then wrap it in the damn lettuce.
And then
I'm
you
not
take a
cooking
shit
the
in
lettuce.
it?
It's cabbage, so if you peel off like an outer layer.
Okay, as you do that, because the way we roll these, that was for your cooking. So you do this, and this one is, it looks fucking good.
But it's not.
Well, unfortunately, again, you're cooking essentially beef jerky, and the more you cook it, even though the cheese is on it and it's making it like nice and juicy on the outside, it's kind of crisping it to where instead of a chew to it, it's like biting into a cracker, and it just kind of. It is slightly better than the splooge wrap you gave.
Alright, I do that with all of them, whatever.
Okay, and as you guys eat,
I'm gonna use prestidigitation to make mine like extremely flavorful.
can you do that, President?
Can that flavor?
Wow!
He's
You can do
overpowered
any
in
of the
cooking
senses.
too.
You chill, warm, or flavor up to 1 cubic foot of non-living material. For up
Do you
to
want
1
to?
hour.
You're just doing yours?
Yeah.
I love that so much.
I don't want to hurt Andre's feelings.
That's right. Well,
I'm gonna
as you
eat some of my bread with mine to make it go down easier.
Okay. As you guys
I'm gonna
feast-
be feasting, but saying, "Oh, this is bloody good. You're lucky you're getting this for
It's always
as a kind gesture from my friend
It's
here."
not gonna work. It's just shit.
Now, if you had something better than some fucking beef jerky, I would have cooked better. Calm down. down.
You're the one who
And
offered.
I didn't offer. They offered for me. They put me on the spotlight.
Settle down, boys.
I should finish up your dinner.
Look, I'm beat. I had watch all last night, so I'm gonna take the rest to go and go to sleep if that's fine with everybody.
He's like on the other side of the fire.
I walk into the toilet.
Yeah, I joined him in Lightwood Hollow.
I just go in and die. Okay, as you guys settle up for the night, as Baron is now making his way slowly outside.
I turned to what was the halfling's name?
He called him Haleth.
Haleth? Haleth, what's got Baron's jimmies in a rustle?
And he's just kind of looking at you.
You're friends with. You said you're friends with Tiberius.
Of course I'm not. What the
He
Tiberius
murdered-
hasn't been alive in a long ass time.
I know that, but he's crotchety.
We had shots. I think you could know a joke when you heard one.
Make a persuasion check. Just do it normie.
Normie, all right.
He's saying just do it and then calling you a normie.
It's gonna be about 20.
Just do it, Normie.
It's like 23, I think.
Look, he's not gonna do anything anyways. He's all talk. He's gonna go outside. He's gonna stand there for just a bit, and he's gonna come back in.
You got a smoke I can go offer him? I don't like seeing people upset.
What do you think this is?
What?
I'm not a general store.
You don't smoke?
I do smoke, but that's for me.
Well, damn it, Hal. I just bought you a shot and a steak.
All right.
All right. He digs into his pouch and he gives you like,
Open up your hand.
and he kind of sprinkles in some.
Some tobacco or
Yep.
something.
Yep.
You got any rolling papers?
Are you kidding me?
And he digs in. He's like,
No, I just got this pipe, and I'm not giving you my pipe.
I'm gonna go out there and smoke it with your buddy.
He's not gonna do anything. Just wait till he comes back.
It's a gesture of goodwill. Why don't you come on out with us?
He told me to watch you.
Well, you're gonna watch me out there. Come on. And I
Makes sense.
walking out.
He stands up and he follows you out. Very, very. So you're about 6 foot. He's probably pushing, I think, 2.5, 3 feet. I think. Is that no? That's more gnome. Probably 3.5, 4.
I thought halflings were small.
They are supposed to be smaller, but Lucas likes to make them bigger than me.
There's not smaller than gnomes. Gnomes are like 2 foot of nub.
No, I read that they were smaller, but
I feel like the nub
we
was
can-
just
we can check
derogatory.
it.
Okay. For now, his height's ambiguous.
All right. An ambiguously 2 to 4 foot tall person.
Maybe
Use
more
a
than
height
this.
neutral term, please.
You make it outside, and as you go, you see halflings are smaller than gnomes.
How tall are you?
I'm like 3.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah.
Wow.
Gnomes are 3 to 4 feet.
Okay.
Halflings about 3 feet.
He's about 3 feet.
All right.
And yeah, you head outside and you see the old man Baron just kind of leaning up against the side of the door as you come out. He looks over and then take with a start as you walk out.
Alice, what are you doing? Is he running? I'm gonna get the reserve.
Come on, chill out. And I'd take the pipe and the little tobacco and sprinkle it in.
He didn't give you a pipe.
Oh, can I see the pipe, please?
Unbelievable. Make a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Seven.
Yeah. Baron, he's asking me for tobacco, and now he wants to borrow my pipe. I know. What? No.
It was kind of a joint request.
Trying to make
be fair.
amends.
It was, you said what?
It's kind of a joint request, to be fair. I explained to Baron.
Joint request.
Joint request.
You better get out of town. The preserves are gonna be coming for you.
Baron,
And Hal kind of looks at me and he's
Baron, I told him, you're not going to do anything. You're all talk. There's no action.
kind of starts to say something and just kind of.
Baron, you're calling the preserve on a drunkard?
You're drunk.
Why do you think Nix is watering down my whiskey?
Now you just to clarify, then you and Tiberius.
I'm 30.
Okay. You didn't answer before. You left it kind of a question. All right. It was a show. You kind of got on my nerves a little bit. To be honest, you
It's all right,
slammed down on
man.
the table.
I said I'd buy you dinner. You bought steak. We get on each other's nerves. That's what we do, Baron. But you know, we smoke, we drink, we make it up.
That's it. Well, we're having a smoke. I don't see you with a smoking implement.
Y'all smoke. I wish I smoked.
That's right.
And they kind of small talk for a bit.
As I pull out my own much nicer pipe.
Oh. Which you don't have.
I don't.
No, you do. You don't have. You pull it out, and as they start,
I sprinkle the tobacco that I bummed off into this nice pipe.
Fucking guy.
you'll have a smoke. Is there anything? They're going to be kind of somewhat reserved, not really pressing you at this point, or engaging much.
How do you make it through this thing we call life, fellas?
A lot of this. And a lot of that.
And he kind of nods back to the bar.
Well, I'm glad I'm on the right path.
Yep.
Speaking of which, I heard you talking about Tiberian. That's why I came in all flustery. And
He didn't even know his name.
Tiberius.
There we go.
Again, I'm a drunkard.
Where are you from?
Not here.
Yeah, clearly.
I'm from up north. I don't like to say much more than that.
Hey, fair enough. I respect secrets. I guess. We were talking about a friend of mine. He found something in his field, and he went. He was eavesdropping.
I heard what you weren't talking that quiet.
Anyways, my friend Henry. He was plowing one of his fields, and he came across some pyramidic object or something. And he's been bragging around town. He's been saying, I'm gonna sell it on the Cutlass Road, and I'm gonna make $1 million. And I told him, you keep that up, someone's gonna rob you. And what's worse, your friend Tiberius,
Come on, Baron, he's just kidding.
your friend Tiberius,
I deserve it. I get it.
Yeah. he was a bad guy. And I told Henry, I said, Henry, this is probably something that's been touched by Tiberius himself. Probably a curse. Occasionally, stuff like that shows up from time to time.
I could be.
Well, yeah.
So where's Henry now?
I don't know, I haven't seen him in the last couple days.
Was that usual? Was that atypical?
No, as you mention it, I usually see him a little bit more than this.
Where's he?
Yeah, now to think about it, he hadn't been in a couple days.
Maybe we ought to check on him.
Yeah, he'll be fine. He makes it to the end of the 10-day, and then maybe I'll go tell the preserve. Maybe I'll go check on him. It's Henry. It's Henry.
He turns over to Howleth with the second one.
Allie, what do you think? Do you think we should check on Henry? Or...
I mean, he's more of a friend to Henry than I am, but I mean, you know, he comes, he goes. He drinks. He smokes.
He's not here with us drinking and smoking now.
Doesn't have to be here with us. It's not his job.
I'll tell you. People die. Lose friends like that. And if you're the friends they got, they don't show up.
If you're so concerned about him, why don't you go look for him?
Because y'all won't tell me where last time you saw him was.
Anyway, last time I saw him was here.
Yeah, last time we saw him was here. He was telling us about this object.
Oh, thanks, fellas. And I walk into the bar.
Okay.
Didn't even ask where he lived.
You hear. And with that, we'll take a break. Be back in 5 minutes? 5 to 40. Something like that. 5 minutes.
Or 15.
Or 15.
5 to
That's excellent. Welcome back. Offices and Owlbears. I guess session officially 2, because we had 1.5. Session 2. The gang as we'll call them, have been traveling from the town of Sutton up to Gargill to investigate some cult of sorts and to see if it's something that the crown head of Mestronosha should be worried about. So you guys had just come across a tucked over caravan on the stretch of road between
It's a D&D Beyond thing.
where the Mestron Road dead-ended into the Southern Highway. Between the dead end and Dimesh Hold is a stretch of road that weaves along side to the north of Beguiled Wood, to the south of Lightwood Hollow. You came across a caravan of 3 carts that was tucked over, bodies, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bodies, strewn about. Completely pale complexion, a look of horror on their faces. You guys traveled for another 2 hours and pitched camp. Who's keeping first watch? Whoa. Ooh, he is an eager beaver. So,
Well, I think we should have 2 on watch, do you think? After the bloody mess.
Well, we have plenty of people. It seems like we could, and by that I'm not volunteering. I'm just saying I would prefer there to be.
Alrighty, Fee, why don't you come and watch?
Well, I was gonna do you a favor, Andre, and I point at the wee lass.
No, you can have
Wee lass.
No, I gotta sit by. I'll sit by you, Andre. I'll stay up.
I'm too old for those types of games. I appreciate it though, my friend.
I'll play games with you.
Okay.
Tomorrow night. And then I curl up next to the cart driver and I say, I bet you're glad you spent the 5 gold.
Hey, what are you doing? Give me some space.
I give
5
him-
gold
I
for
give-
a nicer pillow.
I give him a little space.
I'll give you a nice pillow for 5 gold.
you give him some space.
I give him some space and lay for the night.
Okay, so everybody's kind of a little on edge, and so Yavara is there as well, close to you. The freezer, who y'all haven't met, and Anna. As everybody kind of begins to sleep, you and you are keeping watch, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm gonna watch. Well, do you want to watch one way? Well, we have at least 4 ways to look. How do we do this?
Well, we can sit back to back.
Let's sit back to back. Do you want to face the woods, or do you want to face the road?
I guess I'll face the woods.
Woods. I'll face the road.
Okay, that's you, man. You guys have it covered.
I yell, get a room.
Oh yeah.
Okay, y'all make them perception checks.
That's gonna be 22.
Well, he should have gotten the road. That's gonna be a 7.
You had road. You had woods.
No. He had woods. I had road.
Pitch black. The clouds have kind of broken, and you've got Capiso and Saloon, the 2 moons of Helstra. One providing this slightly blue tinted light, the other a slightly red tinted light.
Purple.
Yes. So it kind of paints the Beguiled Wood in this purple hue. You are keeping a very keen lookout and see nothing.
I don't see anything.
And I'm super keen.
And my keen is spleen.
Well, I don't see anything, but that might just be a function of it being dark. Even
Or
though
a function of your roll.
function of the fact that I've got a +1 modifier on perception, rolled 6.
Anything that y'all want to discuss?
Andre? Oh.
No, dude. I just please. I'm excited for this.
Well, I just appreciate you, reaching out to me. I know things didn't really turn out the way that we expected, with people dying and the funeral but this has been a good way for me to get out of town and not think about my parents.
Yeah, no, things obviously, I wish we weren't here on Alden's death, but Oh, it's interesting to say the least. I haven't been out of Sudden in so damn long, you know? Things are getting stale. I had my own shop, but Eli started popping out kids, and I don't know, I kind of miss traveling.
And we've already got to fight together once.
Yeah, we have. We
It's
also got to
been
eat
a-
what we killed.
It had been a while since that had happened.
Yeah, it's been quite a minute since I was stationed with you.
Y'all ate what you killed previously?
The owlbear.
Well,
no, just because he said it'd been a while.
well, because he continued his sentence while I was finishing my
Oh.
thought, and so it sounded like that, but I meant fought together. But thank you, court reporter.
And this is why we don't have any banter between the party members.
Yeah.
Because the DM interrupts it.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This is too
A sudden wave of
We love
awkwardness
you.
overcomes me, and I fall silent.
okay.
I'm feeling internally chastened for conversation.
I had one as well. Okay. Anything else? I won't say anything.
No.
Well, you know, friend,
I go to sleep on watch.
Well, I did roll a 7, so.
Okay. Your watch goes by without a hit.
Wow, I'm actually a little surprised.
This was so smooth. Let's just go to bed.
Who do we wake up next?
I think we can wake up Harlow. He hasn't had a watch yet. Then let him pick somebody. He'll probably pick the strap-in lass that he keeps talking about.
Should we wake her up first and have her wake him up?
No, that would be kind of funny. Do you remember the name? I think it started with a V.
Vienna.
That was not it, but go call her that. Go wake up Vienna.
I walk over to the harlot on the ground.
Okay.
He said the Harlow.
As you approach, you see. That was supposed to be one eye. It was hard.
Your eyes just.
You think she's
Excuse
having
me,
a
miss?
seizure. Yes.
Miss?
Oh.
What? Will you take watch? It's been half the night approximately.
Yeah, sure.
Harlow said that he would join you. Will you go nudge him awake?
Which one's Harlow?
I point to Harlow.
He's the extra one.
Yeah.
You wake up. You wake up to a boot, kind of in your side. Not hard, but firm.
Morning. I kind of groggily eyed look and just see this blurry mass.
It's our watch.
What's our watch, is it? Well, let's have at it.
Okay. You go. She kind of walks off about 6 feet, not very far out of the circle of the dying fire.
The fire's dying?
Mhm.
Cast bonfire.
Everybody. Just do you really?
Yeah!
Okay. Everybody kind of stirs. We'll just say you don't wake up, but everybody stirs.
Sorry. I kind of whisper. Sorry. It's getting. I don't like to sleep without much light. On the road, anyway.
Ivara is kind of looking out into the woods,
Ivara.
and then behind, just kind of keeping a solid 360.
I approach next to her. So, how long have you been escorting cabbages?
I escort a lot of things.
I kind of shudder at her voice.
What's the matter?
Oh, so eerie night. I kind of look into the darkness.
I don't like it here either.
Well, how about you keep watch over here and I'll make sure the other areas are safe. And I kind of like post up maybe 10, 15 feet away from her with an occasional side glance.
She starts to cry. She nods at you. Make a perception check.
Nat 20.
You hear. Which way are you looking?
At the deadly woods.
You hear a very faint, a very distant, what sounds like a very like a high-pitched squeal or whistle or scream.
Ivana, you hear that?
I didn't hear anything.
It sounded like this, and then I do that exact noise.
Okay.
And I say,
Very, very distant thing.
it sounds a little off in the distance. I think we better be on guard here. Be wary, be perceptive, because there's something out in these woods. So I'd bet my left nickel on it.
It's the Blightwood Hollow. There's a lot.
Well, I heard specifically within earshot.
I'll keep my eyes
You know, it's a dangerous
more
place.
peeled than usual.
These Blight Hollow woods. And I kind of put my arm and then withdraw it and walk back 50 feet away.
When you touch her, as you're lifting it up, her peripherals catch it, and she just kind of turns and just stares you down, and you kind of you touch her, and then just kind of smooth motion as you turn, unless you wanted to do something else.
No, I kind of just mutter quietly under my breath. She was a wee lass, perceptive as a stump. I'm working on a song.
And you hear through the night. He was alive. Sing the second verse.
She's a bard also.
Don't judge me because of my size.
Okay. The rest of your watch goes by without a hitch.
Does this bring us to morning, or?
We'll just say for the sake of time it does.
Okay. And for the sake of reality, does it as well?
No, unfortunately. Yes, it does. You, Hugo. You, and I believe only you. You wake up and you had no dreams that night. But as you wake up, there's the sound of a faint, very deep laughter that lingers in your mind. In the back of your mind. And that's forefront when you wake up.
Oh, did someone say something?
Hugo, you got awake? No.
Oh, sorry. I thought I heard. Never mind.
Did it sound like this?
No, it was the exact opposite of that sound, actually.
Oh.
It was deep and.
My stomach makes that sound.
Yes, maybe that's what it was.
Because of the foul food you consumed last night.
Yeah.
Sorry. No, it was nothing. I apologize for even bringing it up.
You're forgiven.
How was the watch?
Well, I can't say. I can't say much about it, really.
Are we all
and then I
awake?
kind of eye the wee lass and I say, it was uneventful. Oh, except, and I kind of recall, I did hear a strange howl of a scream off in the distance. But nothing to be worried about, I'm sure.
Oh, I see. Okay.
When you came to Harlow, were you like pulling him aside, or were you just kind of like waking up
Just,
everybody
yeah.
around? Just
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, well, he kind of woke up and said, like, did you hear that? And I kind of was like, oh, you're awake.
And you described what you heard. You
Yeah.
said you said the exact opposite. Did you describe what it was?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
It sounded like scratching.
What a sweet.
Well, it is Andre and his nuts.
I haven't spent much time with him, so I wouldn't know.
Pinch and roll, fellas. Pinch and roll.
Okay. You guys make your way to Dimesh Hold, and you about noon, a little after, you see the first signs of somebody heading towards the Crest Falls, passing you. It's a small caravan. It looks like a family, a one cart family, and they're turning. You see them kind of rounding the corner to get on the main dirt road, and the road that they're on, you see, is paved with solid black stones, and you can see a signpost pointing to Dimesh Hold.
Be careful! We saw ransacked carts.
Well, I thank you kindly. We've heard the warnings.
Good day.
Good day.
I just kind of shake my head like these backcountry folk. These backcountry folk. They don't give a fuck.
Well, so we got you safely. Almost to Dimesh Hold. How far is Dimesh Hold from this intersection?
About a half mile. Very close.
So where's the rest of our payment?
We better settle up.
You can even see the towering structure off in the distance.
We can even see the towering structure off in the distance.
Much like the road here, it is also like shimmering almost, but solid black in the distance. You see, it looks like 5 stone pillars that are sticking up in the air.
Okay.
Did you say something?
Why do it's time to settle up?
Aye, I guess it's come to that. I appreciate it. I don't appreciate it. But thanks for getting us here safe.
And he pulls out 5 gold pieces and hands it to you. And
I guess we're squared up on the cabbages because I believe we ate 6 of them. If that's what you could call it. 8, 10.
Well, I mean, you try making something better on the road.
I have.
Well, okay.
Well, next time you can be the cook.
Well, next time I won't go boasting about no fancy chef in my midst.
We never said he was a fancy chef.
I grab his skillet and hit you on that.
I'll divvy out the gold.
Well, so I negotiated 2 gold for my escort, and then you did another 3. So 1 for each of you, and then 2 for me.
I hand him 1 gold.
I leave you to it, I think, yeah.
as you make a perception check, you go.
Ooh, that's
You gonna say goodbye to your lady?
21.
As the caravans go, you see the second caravan. The freezer in there doing its freezings, and he kind of looks up at you, and you just notice something like pensive in his face as he's looking at you, as he kind of fades off into the distance.
I file that away.
Okay. You also notice as you get closer to Dimesh Hold, behind the city, much further behind the actual hold in Dimesh Hold. You see a massive thunderstorm brewing up in the mountains that are the backdrop to Dimesh Hold. You can see, even from this distance, clouds, large clouds moving and swirling, and you can see flashes of lightning. You can't hear any of the thunder, but a massive storm.
How far? I mean, do we have an idea of like if it's moving towards us, if it's far away?
It's far away. It appears to be moving towards you. It is miles and miles and miles away. It's probably
like half a day, or
at least 20 miles.
So
because
potentially that's like an hour away, right? It's moving 20 miles an hour.
Possibly. But it's the Broom Hills, so kind of like small mountains, and the storms appear to be at those mountains.
Okay.
You guys make your way into the town.
Mm-hmm.
As you're heading in, you see people milling about. It's a fairly large city, especially compared to Sutton, Andre. Kind of not having been out of Sutton in a while, it's kind of jarring to see so many people milling about. You see the occasional preserve. You did notice a contingent of preserve not far up this black cobblestone road. Again, giving people warning they were heading south to get to the Southern Highway. As you get in, what would you like to do as you've now arrived to Dimesh Hold?
Well, if we're gonna get started on trying to figure out this whole, whatever they're calling themselves, gang, I guess a tavern's the best place to find information, right?
Tavern, maybe a general store, or a maybe.
No, you have to spend that gold you just got, aren't you?
Well, maybe, but also I'm thinking, where people have to buy supplies, or maybe even a blacksmith if there are weapons to be sold.
And this point as well, it's nearing nightfall, so you've arrived at the end of the day.
A tavern might be the best bet.
Yeah.
It is.
Well,
it is
a bit of
getting
an
pretty
inn.
late.
Someone
So
delayed my dress.
You're still holding it?
He's been carrying it.
should have had you making sausage roll.
there should be enough people in the tavern theoretically that any questions we might ask wouldn't necessarily be overheard.
Should we ask somebody where the best tavern is?
Yeah,
Do I see a
grab one of these
preserve?
people
Yep.
nearby.
You see two.
I'm gonna walk up to him.
Okay.
Now, we're from out of town. Could you tell us where the biggest tavern you got is?
It's probably Black and Bruise. That's probably what you're looking for.
Now, what direction would that be in?
Maybe that way.
Okay, how far that way?
2 minutes.
What
walk.
about you? Could you tell me? Could you point me? there were two preserves. maybe,
Right,
so-
right. And you just kind of.
Okay. All right, well, I'll just walk 2 minutes that way. I just turn around and start walking. It's not very helpful directions.
Well, he points in a direction down a road.
Yeah, but just like this,
Towards
this building.
towards the
hole. Okay,
Yeah.
let's start walking now.
He told you the name of it.
It's Black and Bruise.
I'll keep an eye open for a sign that says Black and Bruise.
Okay.
Black and Blues or Black and Bruise?
I think he said Bruise, but he had kind of a lisp, didn't you?
Yeah,
He's
like
got a little bit of something.
like when you get a bruise.
as you're walking.
And die.
Yeah, take 46 stumbling damage.
I also continue on with Andre.
Okay.
I'm gonna be pretty cognizant of my surroundings in an effort. I'm looking for gangs like Bloods, Crips, whatever, what may have you.
Okay. The preserve looked like a gang, but other than that,
I'm familiar with
nothing.
them.
Yeah. Nothing else has really jumped. Well, mate, you're nothing else is jumping out.
Okay,
Mesh hole.
all right.
Okay, you guys make your way to Black and Bruise, and as you kind of arrive, we'll just say for the sake of coincidence, you see a very tall elderly gentleman and a very short elderly gentleman standing on the outskirts, kind of mumbling to each other, and then going into inside.
The Black and Bruise.
This
Are
looks
you
like
a
the
gnome?
place.
Yeah, they've already gone in. The door kind of shut.
I think he might have been a gnome.
I don't think so, son. I think that was, I mean, boy. that was a halfling.
Well, why don't you go inside and ask him?
Okay.
This looks like our
Okay.
place.
You go in. You see a heavily dotted interior. You see a couple things. You see somebody who's now playing, and you hear the sounds of some unfamiliar folk song and singing in a very average voice. You
Average at best.
you see a few other tables. You do see the very small gentleman contrasted against the very large gentleman. You see a couple people scattered at the bar at a bar top, like single individuals. That's kind of what you see.
Does he see a Corbin?
You may.
I run up to the.
I'm trying to talk to Nix as soon as I'm.
You do see a third. I thought you were at the bar. You do see a third person at the table with the old, two old gentlemen.
No, I walked in before them, and then I was going straight to Nix, the bartender.
Okay, so he's at the bar.
Okay, splendid. I go up and I tap the little one on the shoulder. Like, oh, sorry. I thought you might be a gnome. I knew.
Just kind of looks at you and shakes his head.
Well,
Goes back to.
nice to meet you. I go back and it wasn't a gnome. You're right.
I could spot a gnome from a mile away.
Really? You know gnomes?
I know not gnomes.
Oh.
As they're-
Nix, where's Henry?
Who?
Henry, a regular here?
Hey.
Baron and Howth know him?
Hey, Baron and how's his friend? I don't know, I haven't seen him in a couple of days.
Does he strike a familiarity to me?
Are you in the bar?
Well, I was with
He
him.
is with me.
Okay. Are you in the bar?
I think we're.
I am, but I was turned to Andre while they were bickering about what was a gnome and what wasn't.
Okay. He does strike you as familiar. Actually, I lied. No, because you're facing the bar, so no.
Yeah, his voice. I didn't know if it would.
It's a little too noisy.
I'm gonna go inquire about some rooms.
Yeah, well, I need a room too, so I'll go with you.
I need a pint.
You kind of walk up to the bar and you hear,
I haven't seen him in a few days.
Well, where can I find him?
I don't know where he lives. Don't keep tabs on all my customers.
Well, have you tried? I hear cutting edge companies are doing it these days.
Hey, I'll tell you what, you was useful at first, but you're becoming a pain in my ass.
and he says it with mirth.
With mirth?
With mirth.
You know, if it weren't for me, you still wouldn't have any beer.
I
That's
know,
right.
I know. I'm just messing with ya. What can I get for you?
My friend and I will take a couple ales.
Do I hear and see him?
Mm-hmm.
And
Is that Hugo? Hugo, what are you doing here?
Hey, I'll get you your ales.
He turns around and starts speaking.
Corbin, what are you doing here?
Well, I was on my way to Sutton and got sidetracked.
Oh, wait, hold on. You're on your way to Sutton.
I got a message from Alden. He wants to meet me up there.
Maybe you better get a drink as well.
I've had several. I could use another.
Forgive me. This is Andre. This is a new friend. He was also
Hello,
a friend of Alden's. Andre, this is Corbin. We've known each other for quite a few cycles.
Oh, well, if you knew Alden too, then I won't make you do the news since Alden passed away.
That's terrible. What happened? It must have been recently. I just got a message from
Yeah,
him.
no, he had the same. Hugo, he had the same thing. He got a message out of nowhere telling him to come meet at my tavern, and then we found him washed up dead the day before we told people to get there.
Do you remember the companion that Alden used to talk about, Harlow? He was an up-and-coming bard
And
at
as
the
they
time.
say that, I haven't listened, but I was with Fee, and I kind of walk in and say, "Or he was going to join us for a drink."
Well, here he is.
I
He got the same message.
I'm in need of an ale. What?
Hey, 2 more ales.
Make that 3 more.
Hey,
What are you talking about? Who is this?
And then I kind of look and notice there's another guy sitting there, and I kind of squint at him for a second.
Harlow.
Quabo. Quabre.
See,
Kind of close. I think you started your else for the night as well.
I remember you. Well,
Well, my face.
what brings you here? You two are brothers.
No.
Nope. Not at all.
I'm just trying to remember how I know them.
Make an intelligence check. What were you doing while he was doing that?
I was going to ask for a couple rooms for the night, and
hey, I've got 2 left.
yeah, we'll take them.
Both of them.
Yes.
That'll be a silver apiece.
Okay.
Well,
yeah.
hold your
Actually, I'm
horses
sorry,
there.
a silver and a half.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll toss
That'd
it.
be
Hold your horses there. You don't have much of a fine musician playing tonight. How about I play for the tavern here in exchange for the 2 rooms? I'm a bit of a bard myself, and I do like a flourish with my flute.
Don't tell him what happened to the last
You, you like pull it out and try to make a performance check.
But here's the good news. Here's the good news.
It's like
I have a
plus-
+9 performance.
Bullshit.
I do. So
good
that's
for
a
you.
16.
Wow. Okay. As you whip it out and you start to flourish it for a second, it appears as if you're going to throw it right at his face, but you turn it into you don't turn it into anything. It was what you intended all along, to just flip it back and do kind of like a floop-de-doop.
At the same time, I'll cast Minor Illusion to emit a shower of sparks as well. To
Just like a mini fireworks show around.
yeah, just
Hey, that's a nice trick. But I've already paid for the bad, so plus tips.
Well,
I'm already up to money.
send him home. You know, he's
He's lousy.
turning this place into a dreary drab.
I'll tell you what, you give me half your tips, and I'll send them home.
Well, that sounds like an agreement.
Hey,
Because I can't stand listening to another one of these unknown folklore songs.
hey, that being the case, it'll be just a silver and a half. You get the 1 room free, and we'll split the tips.
As you will. I don't know what an appropriate fee is.
He kind of turns around and whispers to a young boy behind the bar, who kind of scampers out and is standing patiently against the edge of the kind of the wall. The stage is rounded into a corner, so kind of like an ice cream cone. And as soon as the next song is done, he walks up, whispers something, and then you see kind of like a downtrodden face. And packs up his lute.
Yeah, wait, now I
that-
feel bad.
Now's your chance. Don't go away.
I walk up onto the stage and I say, first I'd like to start with a new song I just wrote on the road. And I start, she was a fine lass, perceptive as the stars. And I start singing a song about
No,
it.
sing it.
That's how it
You-
started. And then it says, she eyed me with a longing. And then I drift off into the song, and there's much more to it.
Okay, make a performance check.
Corbin, what?
Nat 20 plus 9, 29.
Wow, it is somehow the song that you just wrote, and it blows people away when you finish and you hit that last note, and it's kind of reverberating. Like, oh wait, you're fluting.
I think I'm looting, because I flourished the lute. I flourish my lute.
Oh,
I don't flute. You can't flute while you sing.
that's a good point. Okay,
It's a lute.
Okay, so as you pluck that last string and it's vibrating against the soft wood exterior, you look up and you see no movement. You hear no sound, and you start to see tears falling from Fee's eyes, from Hugo's eyes, and from Andre's eyes, and then the room erupts, which is it's quite thunderous considering, actually also from Corbin's eyes, quite thunderous considering the fact that there's maybe at maximum 20 people in here.
I give a very humble but braggartly bow.
Very humble but braggart.
Wow.
Jumbo shrimp.
Okay.
Quite the show Hugo's got on here.
And then I pull whatever I have off my head or somewhere for tips, my new loot case.
Yeah.
I walk my loot case and just kind of put it at the end of the stage.
You know, a couple people throw coins in, a lot of them thank you. I wish I could give more, but my thanks, but I can't. Times is running hard since the tax and all, and you hear a lot of people mentioning the tax, Mestronosha tax. And you come away with 11 copper.
Holy
Corbin,
hell.
how long have you been here?
A couple days. It's going to keep going on to Sutton, but got sidetracked with a little adventure of sorts, and now I'm mourning a friend who didn't make it through.
We were just as surprised as you are, really. Andre was the one who actually found him, and
Nah, I didn't quite find him. I identified the body when the preserve did. Strange. There wasn't really anything that seem to have killed him. They're just a dead body.
Some strange going-ons have been happening lately.
Can I overhear this?
Why not?
Yeah, and I looked around where the dead body was supposed to be, and I didn't see anything that suggested a killing or a dead.
Yes.
I'm Fee.
Hi, Fee.
And this is a friend of Andre's. They go back to preserve days, really.
Yeah.
Wow.
I've already had at least a quarter of my pint.
Oh yeah, you are knocking on the door.
Speaking of unusual things, I found this in my little sidetrack quest, and I pulled out this envelope that says A. Eldon on it. But it's otherwise empty.
It says A Errol.
Errol, sorry.
Yeah.
I was like, all dead?
A. Errol on it. There's
You
nothing
found
on it.
this?
Blank, but
Where did you find this?
in a basement.
That is odd. Okay,
Wasn't
well,
all
I mean,
around down there.
that gives us something else to think about.
Nah. Hugo, I've got you. Could you take a look and see if you see anything perhaps magical about this?
I'll spend some time casting Detect Magic as a ritual. It'll take 10 minutes, but
As make a
10-minute check.
make a 10-minute check.
okay.
There's nothing magical about it.
Doing that so that I get low in the conversation, I'm going to go over back to Baron and Howarth.
Okay.
Before you leave, I have something, just real quick.
Yes.
Now, do you know Celine at all, by any chance? Did Alden ever mention her to you?
Doesn't
does.
ring a bell. It does ring a bell.
Well, you can say what you want, but just because I don't know if we talked about this,
Okay.
Alden would have certainly mentioned Celine
He may have mentioned the name here or there, but
fondly.
Do you know much about her? Is she trustworthy?
a
you
friend
think?
of Alden's is more or less a friend of mine. But
Alrighty. Well, I just wanted to see
why
what
do
you
you,
think.
why do you ask?
Well, she was looking for Alden too. She had
Seems like-
also showed up in Sutton, and it seems that you were called, Harlow was called, Hugo was called, and
An odd set of coincidences.
Many
If that's what
strange
they are.
going on occurring. Now, if you look, I've got to investigate a little more into one other strange going on.
right, go ahead.
I'm going to
Be
go
here.
over to Baron and Halleth.
So he's back.
I'm back. Is my salad ready yet, Baron?
No, he's been sitting here for like 5 minutes.
Well, that's the thing. You get a salad, it's a third the price of the steak, and it stays cold as long as you need it to.
That's why I got it for you.
you see both their plates clean.
Have they eaten off my plate at all?
I mean, maybe a leaf or two, but it doesn't look
Okay.
disturbed too terribly.
So I'm going to start eating my salad. So, Baron, Nix doesn't know where Henry is. He hasn't seen him here in a while. We got to check on Henry.
You got the eavesdroppers around here. Here's what I'll say. I know where Henry lives, but for all I know, you're just gonna go rob the guy. Somebody's gonna if he keeps flapping his mouth like that.
Henry, I don't know what to tell you. You've known me. I get a little out of control when I drink, but I would never rob a man.
I don't
I just
know
bought you a steak.
What?
You've known me for an hour or two.
Make a persuasion check.
very
I'm on the cusp of disadvantaging you. but I
17.
can't. Okay.
I'm sorry, wait, it might not be that high. I think it's 14, actually. Why am I not on my character?
14 is plenty.
Okay, 14 is the minimum. It's gonna
What do you think? What do you think, Alan?
I mean, I say we tell the guy. I mean, look at him. He's harmless. Just a little anger problem.
Whatever. All right. You know where the hold is?
Yeah, I couldn't miss it.
Hey, on the north side of the hold, that's where Henry's field starts. You follow the western path through town and it's gonna loop around. The third cutoff that's gonna take you straight to his place.
Makes sense. Much appreciated, Baron.
Yes,
And do you want me to come back and let you know how he'll be, how he is?
that would be fantastic. I'm sure he's fine.
So are you staying at this inn then,
Being
Baron?
silly. What?
Are you staying at this inn, or where will I find you later tonight or tomorrow?
I mean, I may be here, but I live in town. And I'm not telling you where I live.
Okay, I see that you don't trust me as much as I trust you. I thought we were closer than that.
I mean, it's just the principle of things. I'm not looking for new friends.
I wasn't looking to buy a steak.
But you did, and I appreciate it.
And you found a new friend, Baron. I'll talk to you later.
I may see you
I walk
tomorrow.
away.
Yeah.
All right.
Just guilt them into being your best friend.
He comes with us.
You want a massage with that?
I mean, he is 6'6" and stocky. So.
He's a big old
Big
boy.
old.
Okay.
I'm gonna go back over to Corbin. Corbin, any luck on this envelope?
Well,
You're Corbin.
your name's Corbin.
You walk to the nearest mirror.
It's been a lot of drinks.
You're looking into your ale glass.
You go.
Any luck on that?
Any luck
Oh,
on
damn,
what?
you are handsome today, Corbin.
Any luck on what? Sorry.
That envelope, that
No, I'm afraid it's just an envelope. But it is odd that you found it here of all places.
well, not quite here, but not far from here. Speaking of which, I have a lead for another strange circumstance.
Okay.
Apparently, a fella has found what appears to be a magical pyramid-like object, artifact, and shortly thereafter disappeared.
A magical pyramid.
Fiona holds up the 3-sided die.
I have it.
Can I can I do an Arcana check to see if I've heard of any magical pyramids existing?
This would be a history check.
Can I do
Are
a
you saying
performance
this loud
check?
enough that I can hear
No.
this right next to him?
I mean, I'm saying it to Hugo. Hugo introduced me. Yeah, if you're still not
Yeah.
right next to Hugo,
12.
then yes.
Can I also do a history check then?
Yes. You haven't heard of anything like this, but you know the story of Dimesh Hole. About 80 cycles back, there was a Dimesh Hole. It was a lesser village, and it was a family, the Dimesh family, that lived in Dimesh Hole, the hold, not the town, and for generations and generations back to even before the domains were established. Well, Tiberius Dimesh, and they ruled. It ebbed and flowed with ruled is a strong word because it was a lesser village, but the tyranny. Some of them imposed their own taxes in addition to the Mestronosha tax, and others. Nice people loved them, but the town was very small. Tiberius, however. You know that he was into some type of necromancy. You're not sure exactly the extent of it, but one thing that you know is that there's been a lot of rumors about various items, not often, but occasionally turning up that people attribute to something that Tiberius either left behind, misplaced, lost, something, what have you. And that's kind of the rumors that go around, but nothing particular about the pyramid. What did you get, Andre?
I got an 11.
Much the same. I'll start from the beginning.
So anyway, magical pyramid. It's interesting. I can't recall anything about it, but
Well,
I know
Baron
this area
thinks it
has
could
been
be
up to some interesting things.
an artifact of Tiberius.
Yeah.
But regardless, it seems worth checking out.
Wait, do you two know each other?
Yeah, we'll tell you about it in the morning when you could probably remember it a little better.
Oh, did we get a room, speaking of?
We did get a couple.
Hey, you got a couple. Here's your keys.
He hands one to you, hands one to you.
I'm fraternizing with the lasses.
Okay, make a fraternization check. Make a performance check. Let's see how he does.
Well, 17.
You do see one particularly buxom. woman.
She
catches your eyes.
I think it does.
And you approach to fraternity.
Yeah, this whole time after I got off stage, that's really the only reason I play music.
Is that your pickup line?
No, it's my internal motivation.
As you walk closer, she's kind of talking to a small group of people, and she sees you coming, and she kind of excuses herself and steps out of her circle a little bit. And she's caught your eye, and you've caught hers, and she curtsies
Wow.
a bit.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
Wow.
That
fine
song
thing.
was really lovely.
Well, it's a high compliment coming from a fine thing like you.
You make me blush. My name is Prudence.
Prudence. I've never known a Prudence to be so buxom.
Make an intimidation check. Make a performance check again on that. I guess.
A soft 25.
No.
Or 26.
I mean, that's obviously soft.
Hey, you've got a sense of humour too. He's a funny one. What's your name?
Well, it's Harlow. Hey, Prudence, do you have yourself a room here at the inn?
No,
Oh, fuck.
I'm just here for the night. Do you have yourself a room?
Well, I do, but I'm sharing it with a rabble of rabble-scalpels.
Hey,
I say defeatedly.
well, that's a shame.
Where do you live, Prudence?
Hey, you're awfully quick moving.
Well, we've been chatting for a while now. Say hi.
30 seconds. Performance check with disadvantage.
He's practically a rock star. Come on.
I know. These head forwards.
18 with this.
Go!
Oh, spread my legs. I live nearby.
Well, why don't we have another drink here and I'll accompany you home on a walk. I'll accompany you on a walk home.
Oh, that's probably a good idea, because, you know, the roads have been awfully dangerous as of late.
Oh, I know it. I almost lost a dozen cabbages back on the...
You just came on the southern road.
Did I ever?
Aye, and he's brave.
I was paid as an escort to keep the king's men
And he's a
safe.
working man.
You have a drink. I'm gonna find some other check for you. When you
That's not the point of my character!
No! You have yourself a drink, and she stands up to go, and she said,
Where are you coming?
I'll meet you up the door, and then
You never know, the wind might take me away.
Oh, not any quicker than I can. Well, boys, I'll meet you in the morning. I found myself a fair room.
Paulo, do you have that key? Can I have that key?
I've already made it up to the room.
Because I was never at the
key.
bar, actually.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. You run up. You come back down.
Why do I go up?
No,
I thought you were running up
Yeah,
to-
he was just coming to tell.
Oh, okay.
I was telling him to kill them.
You got
Okay,
the
okay.
one
So
pass
Yeah,
out.
I'm
you
already
head
up
out,
there.
you head out the
honestly,
bar.
but-
Yeah.
Okay, and you see her floating on the wind.
You hear her faint.
That was the. You heard the other night? That was her.
Don't have too much fun, and you know where to find us. We'll be here.
That's terrible advice.
If you're not here
I'll be
by
having
about
plenty
10 or
of
so, we're gonna go ahead and start looking around for what we're here for. So.
I'll find you in the morning.
okay, you go out. And
Just waited there for you, and that was quick.
Well, that's the only thing that will be quick tonight.
Oh,
Prudence.
he's got such a tongue on him. Hey,
Are we gonna cutscene this or?
Yes.
I think we need to like a digital.
So I have a map for this.
So I think there's a wig. Fee's gonna put it on and lay on the table, and
We will cutscene it. You enjoy yourself a lot.
oh wait, you watch cutscenes.
We are going to.
Cutscenes are the part you
We're
watch,
at
which also doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
What I meant was, do we cut
It's like the whole
a
driveway part
skip
where they-
scene?
Yeah, no, I just realized that.
We're already rated R. We don't want to go to NC-17.
Yeah, it is a lovely evening with a lovely Mrs. I will say when you get to her house, she's not the only one who lives there, so you're having to like kind of sneak. And it's very it reminds you of life back in high school.
Does it?
Well, the shenanigans I get up to as a bard, a traveling bard with.
Used to it.
Yeah.
So used to
Oh,
it.
yeah.
It's more of the same. What are y'all doing?
These prudish prudence.
Is y'all kind of the
I'm gonna spend more of the time catching up and start explaining. Andre, you talked to Corbin about Celine a little bit, but
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't see, if you trust him, I don't see an issue telling him anything.
well, yeah, he's definitely earned my trust. Yeah, we're on our way to Garangil at the moment, but I guess we could stick around here for another day or so.
Yeah, maybe he'll want to join us.
Yeah.
What's in Garanga?
Well, especially since Alden sent you a message as well, I almost feels like you're destined to come along with us. We've been conscripted of sorts to investigate some kind of gang or cult. We're not entirely sure.
No, they call themselves the DM, that's why I was trying to figure out, what did they call themselves again? I was trying to read my notes. The Hebrew.
Do I have any knowledge of the Hebrew?
Make an intelligence check. History check. History check.
I do not have any knowledge.
Foreign word.
Yeah, have you heard of them?
No.
Yeah. We hadn't heard much of them either.
They apparently created some sort of racket there. Supposedly one of them screwed with a merchant that had some pull with the Crown Head and the Crown Mage's assistant, who was that Celine gal, had also been called to go meet with Alden, and she was going to have him do this, and now we are.
Well, I love you, Hugo, but I don't think any of this bunch is a match for Alden. But if it would help, I'm glad to help you on the quest.
Well, we appreciate it, and we need the help, or we're not entirely sure what to expect when we get there. And I mean, I've seen you fight, so I know you're capable.
I'll tell you what, if you'll help me do our best to track down this Henry fella, then I'll be glad to join you after that.
Very well.
Oh, you want to do that now or in the morning?
Well, it's late now.
Yeah. I mean, especially with some of
I've
the things
had
that
a
have been
few
happening around
many
here.
for adventure tonight.
Now we've all been there, friend. Let's go to the rooms. I'm gonna go. I guess I'm gonna ask the bartender real quick. Now, which key did you give the little fella? Which room was he in?
I can't remember. There should be a number on it. What's it say?
He already went
I'm
over.
gone.
Oh.
Well, it looks like I'm
What?
rooming with you then.
What did I give you? 3 and 6. What's that?
Yeah, this looks like a 3.
He's got 6.
All right, well, I'll go check on Fee and probably
Yeah,
sleep
So
there.
you're going to sex with Pete.
You know, I'm bringing the 9. He's already got the 6. It sounds like.
And Corbin already has a room.
You had a room here?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, did you let me know that?
I thought I did.
He was
You
staying.
probably
He
did.
was staying at this inn.
Okay.
It's on my tab, but my tab is really a brewer's tab.
Got it.
Well, looks like I'm by myself tonight, but I have some things to think about anyway, so that might be best.
Baron Hallett, I gotta sleep this one off.
Yeah.
Won't be a fun morning, but it's great meeting you, fellas.
Oh, and you're catching them like as they're heading out.
Yeah.
And then Hallis is just kind of.
Health, I'm gonna get a puff of that pipe sooner or later.
Jeez, this guy.
Okay, what are y'all doing? We know what you're doing. What are y'all doing?
I'm saying,
Watch your
fingers.
No.
Just going to sleep.
Okay.
I mean, I'll spend some time
I
in
clench my
contemplation,
butt.
but it'll be sleep.
Okay.
I'm gonna go to my room alone and kind of soak in the fact that Alden is dead. That's
Yeah.
a big deal to know.
This is a very big deal to you. Yeah.
That's 2 friends in 2 nights that you've learned about.
It's been a tough one.
Make a. As you're sitting there contemplating, just make a general wisdom check. See, just do a check.
Ooh, it's gonna be pretty good. 17.
So you have not flashbacks, but as you're sitting there, you're thinking of your time with Alden, all the various adventures and misadventures you had, and one stands out particular. It's the one that you had most recently with Hugo, and you kind of see images of yourself. You see Yilt's manor in the distance. You see yourself sneaking through the manor. You see finding your way down a secret entrance in the manor. You see yourself before 3 doorways, one to the left, one to the right, one straight in front. You see yourself entering the one in front, a storage room of sorts, and again you see yourself grabbing a particular item that Alden had asked you to retrieve, a staff. And as you're going through this, you see as well. You see your faith and your ideals and what you held dear, and your what's your god again?
I forget his name, but I don't have a god anymore. I'm Oathbreaker, so.
You see the god that you have.
Yeah.
And you see those two. You see your love for Alden and the thing that you're doing for him at his request. And you see your ideals and your God, and you see the two almost competing against each other, and you see Alden winning. And now that you've learned that he's died, the man that you essentially walked away from your faith, not for, but because he had shown you, you could call it a new path or a new set of ideals.
Something new.
Probably the most defining moment in your life. You see Alden's face, and then as you're focusing on it, it becomes harder and harder to recall Alden's face, and then it goes back into being nothing more than a memory.
I don't know if I can just sleep off.
Boys in the water hole. Sorry.
That was it.
Okay. The next morning arrives, and you are all well rested.
Oh!
Not so much you. Were you contemplating anything that I need to be aware of?
No.
And I peeled out like daybreak while she was still sleeping, stealthily.
Nice.
Make a stealth check.
Well, it's gonna
Redemption.
be strong. It's gonna be 20, soft 20.
Okay. As you get up, you kind of tiptoe over to the window.
Falls out the window.
You
please.
lift it. You lift up the window, and all of a sudden, an elephant just runs. You lift up the window, and you hear behind you. And you look, and she's just kind of muttering in her sleep.
And I take one last glance at her boxes.
She's facing the other way.
I go back.
For the stealth check. You head out. You make it back to Black and Bruise, and we'll just say, for the sake of all this timing, more or less within the span of about half an hour, all of you make your way down to didn't know where the rooms were, so you're just kind of hanging out. But you all kind of make your way down, unless somebody wanted to do something else or sleep in.
No.
Okay, you are all in the bottom of Black and Bruise. You don't see Nyx there. Instead you see the young boy from the day before, just kind of cleaning up a little bit, and getting the tavern ready for the day.
Now, where was this? What are we looking for again?
Wait, are we not
some
continuing our gang look?
No, yeah, we're gonna go, and our new friend Corbin's gonna come with us, but first we gotta investigate something for him. Should only take a
See,
little
I
bit,
can
he
get you
said.
an ale now if you'd like.
I would like it, but it's probably not best.
Does he follow his heart or his brain?
Boy, could I get an ale, please?
No! I run out the front door.
He kind of fills up the ale, brings it to you, sets it down. I sure left in a hurry. A little.
I drink it with. I just grab it and gulp it down with a big grin on my beard. No, my beard.
He'll be paying for it with last night's tips.
Because I'm still over the moon.
Yeah, well, I think Nix had said that he already split them up. That'll be one copper.
I chuck him 2 coppers and say, "One for the buxom lady." Yeah, paying the tavern for introducing me.
So it's a brothel tavern.
Yeah.
I say no brothel. Are you kidding me?
That's what Hugo's throwing accusations though.
Hey, I appreciate the tip. Be marking your money off because you're spending it like a.
No, I only spent 2 coppers.
Exactly. What do you think?
That's the first time I've spent money.
Yeah, you're just pissing it away.
I'm spending it like crazy. I've only made money. I've got as a guy escort. I paid for the room.
You've been an escort twice!
Hugo.
Effectively.
Henry's house. Henry, the fella who's found this pyramid of sorts and suddenly gone MIA. His house is north of the hold. We need to take the western path through town and take the 3rd floor.
Lead the way.
Alright, let's go.
Okay, you guys can make your way through town. A fair bit of activity. You see a couple shops that catch your attention. You see a bookstore, something called the Hold of Horrors, and it's kind of like written in spooky lettering. Your blacksmith. You do notice up ahead as you're kind of going out of town. You see what looks like a farmer's market inside the I guess the Bailey walls of the hold itself, but it looks like all the other types of stores or stores are outside of the hold proper in the actual town. You make your way. You remembered your directions, which is very nice. And as you turn on the 3rd road on the left, you follow it as it snakes through a fairly not heavily wooded area, but then becomes much more heavily wooded, and the road narrows even more, and eventually leads you to a cabin. It's nestled in a fairly large clearing, yet surrounded by a fair amount of trees.
But there's a cabin.
Yes, looks 2-story cabin.
I go up to the cabin, leaving the group still, and knock on the door loudly.
Whose cabin is this?
As you knock, the door kind of pushes in a bit.
So it was
Not
open.
really
It was
sure.
just.
Yeah.
Okay.
What are we doing here?
Should be Henry's cabin.
You're looking for
Who the
him.
hell is Henry?
Yeah, you
I
were.
kind of look confused, and I've just been walking.
You were a little drunk last
that
night.
question.
Henry's disappeared, and he claimed to have had some magical object. Where Corbin had agreed to follow up on this, but he also received a message from Olden. So we'd like him to come with us to Garangil, but we need to check this out first.
I could use Hugo's help.
Doesn't look like
First
anyone's
time we
home.
I'll wait by the
Sticky
front
situations.
door.
I walk in and look, and I just start looking for where I think we're valuables.
I shout out into the thing, Henry, do you hear us? You hear?
And as I'm rummaging, I'm just like,
Nothing.
Henry.
Investigation check. for your valuables.
Ooh, the change 10.
You
Wasn't it a 7?
you as you're looking through, you notice that the drawers you're opening look like they've been rummaged through. Some of them are already open themselves. You see as you go into the bedroom that's at the one of the ends of the hallway. You see a couple bookcases, and it looks like a couple books have been dumped off. You go upstairs and you see much the same. It looks as if the place isn't ransacked,
But rummaged.
yes.
Well, boys, it looks like somebody might have beat us here. I gather from that. Like, it looks rummaged by people who were looking for something that weren't Harry, probably. Henry.
Yes.
Yeah, I say that thing. And I say, it looks like his belongings have been rummaged through. Maybe all the valuables already gone. I say wistfully.
Now, why don't you see if you feel any magic around here? See if maybe we can lead ourselves to this pyramid or whatever.
Yeah, I'll spend time casting Detect Magic again.
Okay, where are you sitting?
I would have walked into the living area.
Okay.
Just whatever open room.
Okay, after as you start to cast, it's at the end of the 10 minutes, or it's for the entire 10 minutes?
It takes 10 minutes to cast, and then it lasts for 10 minutes.
Got it. You pick up a very faint magical aura off at the room. Depends on which way you're facing. It would be the southern facing room, which is bedroom.
I think I am picking up something. Follow me, and I'll start walking in that direction.
Okay.
I'm gonna follow him.
Okay. As you get closer, you're sensing it. You walk in the room immediately. While faint, it stands out amongst the lack of arcane surrounding, and your attention is drawn to the right to what looks like an entire wall of bookcases, about as wide as this wall here, just bookcases. The various.
For those at home, that's about 15 to 16 feet.
That's a big one.
And any spot in particular?
Yes. Left side of it, 2 rows up. A particular red binding book.
I'll take it off the bookshelf and start.
It doesn't
Open it.
budge when you try to pull.
That's odd. This is the spot that I'm sensing, but
I push on the red book. See
Okay.
if it pushes in.
Yeah, the red book kind of slides in just a little bit, and you get kind of like a flare. It's very interesting because it's a faint arcane, but then it just kind of flares up just for a second. And as it does, you see the center of the bookcase kind of slide into the left side, kind of close to where you.
Do I hear this?
Yeah, it makes kind of like a sound.
What was that? I'm still by the front door.
Fee, why don't you come in here? We found a moving bookcase.
You're not gonna want to miss this.
I'm sold. I go back to the moving bookcase.
Okay. As you go back to the moving bookcase, having been thoroughly sold, you walk into the room and you see something interesting. The books, yes, but you see the contrast of the floor. It's this dark timber, but there's a hole in front of the bookcase. It's a small hole, about 6 foot wide, by about 6 foot deep, and on the inside, it is a completely solid white floor, save for the occasional mud scratches and leaves kind of smushed into the mud.
I want to look around the room and see if there's anything else interesting.
Make an investigation check.
Oh, it's not going to be very good.
Can I help so he has advantage? Or
Sure.
roll on myself too.
Yeah, either one.
Go ahead.
Should have done it yourself.
11.
Oh, that was bad. I was just guessing. Nothing really. I mean, your attention's drawn to this room, and it's kind of as you're looking around, you just kind of keep looking back at it. But other than the mud and the leaves that are in the mud, nothing really
Not
jumps out.
seeing much, but I don't know. I don't like that there's mud.
Green leaves.
I'm gonna dig into the mud, barehanded.
It's not clumps. It's more like scraping mud, like on a tile floor, and it's just like mud skid marks. But there's leaves that are kind of caught in it a little bit as
These
well.
leaves are green. They must be fresh. I think someone was walking in here recently.
I've seen skid marks like this.
You on the
And a
way?
buxom lass's fingertips.
Is that part of a new ballad?
This is after she was putting the finger in certain places.
Goodness.
I can't wait to hear that song.
I can't wait to hear that. I've seen skid marks like those. That's the title of your album.
Skid marks like those.
What are y'all doing?
Are we all allowed to investigate? Because I do want to investigate. I would.
Generally, it's kind of like a first come, first serve for a thing. But
Well, I mean, there is a passive investigation as well, just in case anything like
That's true.
stands out.
But so,
but you've also done your investigation of the house, and you did it for.
but not in this magical room.
You went around looking for valuables.
All right. I guess I'm just a robot.
Does the
now.
detect magic pick up anything from here, or is it still focused on what's in the bookcase?
This new
Particularly
information.
on that red bound book. Behind it, actually.
If anyone cares, I would have rolled a 15.
I care.
I care.
I would have rolled a 19. That's what my modifier I normally made. Would have been 21.
Well, I mean, the magic I'm sensing is still only coming from this one spot. But yeah, I don't really see much in this room. Obviously, there are some tracks here, but I don't know what that tells us.
Can I tell what kind of leaves, what kind of tree the leaves belong to?
This is a nature check. I do
It
believe.
would make the most sense to me.
Can
I
help
cannot
his-
tell.
Can I help his nature check?
Yeah, because y'all are both investigating this room, and you're now looking at this. Yeah, go ahead. That's amazing. No idea what kind at all, but you have seen it. It's common around Dimesh Hold, especially, that you've noticed.
Little Fee, you seem to know a lot about plants, don't you?
Yeah, I know stuff.
Now, could you tell us what kind of tree this came from? And maybe we can see if there's one in the forest that looks familiar? Or like a certain area of the forest that would lead us where to go, because if there's nothing else magical. Kind of lost our odds. Obviously, we have checked upstairs, but
With
add your nature
disadvantage,
check.
because they've already checked
At
it.
disadvantage?
Yeah,
I believe in you.
because you're checking the same thing.
Soft 20.
These are simple elm trees, it appears. I mean, elm leaves, it appears. But elm leaves wouldn't have their leaves so early. But you did notice there was a particular similar to an elm tree, not an elm, a birch tree with the white and brown. But similar looking trees, similar looking leaves, but they've had their foliage, or they have their foliage, and it's something that's particular to this area, the Beguiled Wood, and this area around Dimesh Hold, and it's reminiscent of trees that you could have walked past, and that surround this cabin.
It's from the trees around here.
But you don't think you could like point us to a specific area of the trees, or?
No.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go look upstairs.
Okay.
Nature.
Much the same. You see a couple bookcases. You see some cupboards, doors open.
I want to kind of like look at the roof of everywhere, or the ceiling, I guess, from the inside, and see if it looks like there's any way into like an attic anywhere.
There isn't.
Okay.
Yeah. I was gonna make a roll for it, but yeah, no.
Well, I'm kind of at a loss for ideas here. This is your thing here, Corbin.
Well, if nothing else, it's certainly something we can report back to Baron and Heleth.
I wouldn't bother. I say as I'm picking my tooth with a toothpick.
Well, I mean, does the preserve know that he's missing? I know he said he was missing, but
No, I think Baron wasn't gonna tell until he was gone for 10 days. Some strange 10-day rule or something.
do I know of any 10-day missing person rules with the preserve?
No.
May have been one of Baron's quirks. I'm not sure.
I think we should just find some preserve members and tell them as we leave.
Okay.
Yeah.
I do one last sweeping and perceptive glance
As you're in the house, outside of the house?
in
or
the
out?
magic room.
In the magic room. Make a perceptive glance check.
24.
Okay. There's nothing.
Wait. I got persuasion confused
Yeah.
with perception just now. Hold on.
I'm gonna spend some more time at the bookcase,
It-
seeing if I can like pry off anything.
Okay.
It's 18.
Yeah. You. There's just something about nothing inside is grabbing you. It's just something about the mud and the leaves and it did just break up, so everything's kind of mushy in the leaves, but it just leaves you with the impression that that not only is it somewhat fresh, it looks as if it has come from somewhere nearby. You go, and as you're investigating the bookcase, all the books seem to come off normal. Various novel books, some that look to be science and mathematical books. But you get to the red book and you pull it, and it does not budge.
Now wait, I do have one idea. Hollow, come with me back into the room. Now, Hugo, could you try pushing the book in to close the door while Hollow and I are in here?
I could try, yeah.
Proceed.
Okay. You push the book, and the room closes while you and Harlow are in there. Nothing.
Nothing in here. What is out? And I start panicking. I'm banging on the door.
I'll push it again to let them out.
Okay. And then opens up.
Well, I'm out of ideas. We can move in the forest.
I will
but-
tell you, there's something about this that tells me, with his comment there about these, I think whoever left these muddy footprints, they're close by. This is still wet, trees close by, and what kind of self-respecting cabin owner would muddy up their secret magic room like this?
Well, we can at least take a look around outside. We're already here.
Fan out!
And as you fan out to go search the surrounding woods, we'll continue on for another half hour.
No.
That's where we'll end it for tonight.
So hot in here.
I know. We're gonna have to figure something out. But thank you for watching Offices and Owlbears Session 2.0. Have a fantastic rest of your week, and until next time, keep on staying rowdy. I'm trying to work
Is
it
that
out.
our catchphrase? Stay rowdy.
Hey, rowdy.
It has to start with an O. Our catchphrase has to have
Find
an O.
yourself
We've already
some
got all
buxom-
those.
I'll work on it.
Some buxom women and some buxom boys.
What the